You'll be needing this document.
Oh shit. We
I
got
just
two.
don't have a radio in my kit apparently.
Oh shit, we got 2 grenadier. Let's go.
Bam bam. We eating ham.
Hey, what's
Yo,
up,
what's up, Montez?
Hello.
Slight issue.
What's wrong?
Do not have a radio in this kit.
You.
I just loaded up one of the ones in
You have radio?
Did you see one that was Grenadier 320 GLM?
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys got the dick protectors on?
Yeah,
Oh wait,
Yes, I think.
You should as a rifleman. Alright, gentlemen, you're gonna have to open TeamSpeak and open up that link. Chapter 5, page 13.
Damn, I'm actually running over 40 frames. Holy shit. Alright, Miss Kenora, if you want to, there's a box right there.
Who said they didn't have radios?
I believe it was...
Escanora.
You got an arsenal box right there. Fix it.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, if you want to load it up in that Grenadier kit, public. The 320 GLM, that's the one. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and save that M32 kit, you can.
Oh. Montez is out.
Let me know when you gentlemen are go with your,
Oh, Steam also. Oh,
I'm sorry, it's block 3 channel.
Block 3
Up to
channel.
channel 2.
Yep. Let me ask Montez what happened.
Want to do radio check?
Radio check, block 3 channel 2.
Lima Charlie.
Parts.
I think a lot of people got the
Yes,
Steam fail.
Parks.
You're still using the newer version of TeamSpeak. Later on, make sure you downgrade it to 3.5.6 instead of 3.6.0.
Okay.
I got invited by Private Big.
What happened?
I got invited by Private Big. Invite you to something. Should I accept it?
No, ignore it. I don't know what Private Biggs is doing inviting you to anything. Alright, is everyone ready to go? Everyone have their kits traded away?
Yep, radio. Kids ready?
Okay, everyone open up TeamSpeak, click on that link, chapter 5, page 13. Went over ambushes.
On ambushes. Okay.
Let me know when everyone's there.
Ambush patrol,
Yep.
right?
I'm there.
Yep.
Copy, I'm there.
Is everyone there ready to go?
Yeah, Montez has come back now.
Oh, mine just come back. Okay.
Yes, if he keeps getting disconnected, that's probably what the issue was. It's his TeamSpeak's the wrong version.
Got you. You might just have to continue on without it then. Alright, but everyone's there at the document, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Alright, so gentlemen, this Fireteam training, we're just going to be going over ambushes and different types of ambushes, their purposes, and you know how the similarity and differences are between different ambushes and what have you. So an ambush patrol. An ambush patrol does not need to seize or hold terrain. It may close with and destroy the enemy, basically the near ambush, or attack by fire, the far ambush. Ambushes must be executed with ferocity and violence of action, seeking decisive effects in opening moments of the engagement. The size of the enemy, the orientation of the ambush site, the battle space geometry, security, and the size of the ambush element generally dictate what means of employment the squad leader chooses. Leaders execute ambushes to reduce enemies' overall potential combat effectiveness for the specific purposes of destroying its units. Destruction of its primary purpose of an ambush because the loss of personnel, equipment, or supplies reduces the enemy's overall combat effectiveness. Frequent ambushes force the enemy to divert soldiers from other missions to guard convoys, troop movements, and logistic resupply efforts. So basically, there are two ambush options that we have. We have the hasty ambushes, which is a hasty ambush is based on an unforeseen opportunity. It is used when a patrol sees the enemy before the enemy sees them, and the patrol has time to act, usually as an immediate action drill. So this is basically like we're going out on a patrol, and then we see enemies relatively from a long distance away. They haven't seen us yet. They're coming towards our current position, and we have the good terrain and everything to get a good ambush going. We'll probably call it to get a hasty ambush going, because we'll have the surprise and the violence of action on our side then, instead of just engaging them and giving away our position and then getting in a drawn-out firefight. Then we have the deliberate ambush. A deliberate ambush is conducted against a specific target at a location chosen based on intelligence. With a deliberate ambush, leaders plan and prepare based on detailed information that allows them to anticipate enemy actions and enemy locations. For more on hasty, so that's just another publication that they released that goes over ambushes in depth. So we're going to be not really going over hasty or deliberate. It's going to be more about deliberate. Hasty is kind of what we go over with just our general reaction to contact. We do that quite a bit. You just sit there, you get in position, get in V or L, wait, and go. Very rarely do we go over deliberate. So that's what we're going to be mainly focusing on today. Ambush terminology. So during MET-T analysis, the squad leader identifies 4 different locations related to ambushes: the kill zone, the ambush site, security locations, and rally points. Squad leaders could consider the following when selecting these 4 locations. Basically, so if it's a deliberate one, we're going to be basically just as you would as a raid. You're going to be having different points. You're still going to have an assault, a support, and security still for ambushes. The ambush site is the terrain on which the ambush point is established. An ambush site contains a support by fire position or the support element and an assault position for the assault element. The ambush site should not be an obvious location. It should provide good fields of fire into the kill zone, good cover and concealment, protective obstacles between the ambush site and the kill zone if possible, covered and concealed with a draw route, and a defense against a possibly enemy flanking attack. So in the short terms, this is where you're going to be kicking off the shit. You don't obviously want to do it in the wide open. Obviously you want to do it in a tree line with some sort of concealment on top of a hill, something along those lines where the advantage is going to be on your side while doing this. Very minimal risk towards your element or whatever. You want to inflict as much damage as possible without getting any damage in return. The kill zone is part of the ambush site where the concentrated fire is delivered to trap, isolate, or destroy enemy forces. The concentration of fire may vary depending on whether or not it is a near or far ambush. The kill zone should have the following characteristics: locations that enemy forces are likely to enter, provide natural obstacles between kill zone and the assault position when possible, and large enough to observe and engage enemy forces. So you want it to basically, the ideal position is a wide open field where there's nowhere for them to hide and you're in a nice little tree line. Or they're in a wide open road or something, and you're in a concealed position. Or if it's down narrow alleyways where they can't use overwhelming numbers or can't use movement against you as much if you have nice kill corners and kill ways. Excuse me. A near ambush point is where the assault element is with reasonably assaulting distance of the kill zone. Less than 50 meters, basically within hand grenade range. Close range, such as an urban area, jungle, or heavy woods, may require this positioning. Very rarely will we try to actually get into a near ambush because they can throw grenades back at us. That's usually when you'll have a hasty ambush, when you're very close to each other. When you're very close, elements, and it's just who can see each other first and get set up to start laying down hate. A far ambush point is where the assault element is beyond reasonable assaulting distance of the kill zone, beyond 50 meters or beyond hand grenade range. Its location may be appropriate in an open area, providing good fields of fire, or when attacked by fire for harassing ambush. When selecting security positions, this isn't really, I'll state it. When selecting security positions, the squad leader should consider the following. Positions should not mask fires from the support or assault element. Provide timely information to the squad leader to allow enough time to act on the information, and they should provide a possible support by fire position if required. So basically, it's the same thing as when you're doing your raid. You want to when you're considering these with the ambush point and the kill site, you also want to see if there's good security elements, because if it's a good kill site, but if the enemy can easily flank you and wipe out your position, you're better off just not even doing it. You're better off just finding a different site where you're everything's secured. And again, the point of an ambush is to lay down as much hate and lay down as much damage as possible without taking damage. If the squad leader considers the use of locations of rally points are set where the squad will be to reassemble and reorganize if it becomes dispersed, selected during route reconnaissance whenever possible. Rally points should be easy to recognize on the ground, provide cover and concealment, be away from natural lanes of drift, and be defensible for a short period of times. So these are going to be the different types of ambushes now. It's going to be the L and V shaped formations. I'm sure you guys have gone over these. I'm sure even in SOI they somewhat touch on this. I could be wrong though. Does anybody have any questions or any comments or anything so far?
No.
Okie dokie. So types of ambushes. The two types of ambushes are point and area. In a point ambush, the squad is deployed to direct a single kill zone. In an area ambush, the squad would typically be a part of a larger force, usually the platoon or company, deployed in two or more associated point ambushes. These ambushes are at separate sites are related by their purposes. Due to the size, most point ambushes are LMB shaped ambushes. All formations require leaders to exercise strict direct fire control. Leaders need to understand the strengths and weaknesses of their units and plan accordingly. The following should be considered when selecting formations: terrain, visibility, your numbers available, equipment and weapons, ease of control, and targets to be attacked. An ambush in the L-shaped formation is a variation of the linear formation. The long leg of the L is the assault element, is parallel to the kill zone and provides flanking fire. The short leg, the support element, is at the end and at a right angle to the kill zone, and provides enfilading fire that works with fire from the other leg. The L-shaped ambush is best employed at a sharp bend in a trail, road, or stream. So basically, this is like when there's a good 90-degree turn at the end of a road. You'll have one team at where that point meets, as you see in that illustration below. That's a perfect example. You have your security elements protecting the flanks of both machine gun teams and your assaulting element, basically. And then you have established rally points as well. And this is what your textbook L-shaped ambush should look like. This is probably going to be more on the deliberate side, because you do have, usually if it's hasty, you're not going to be able to have those security elements set up in time. So this would be a textbook deliberate ambush point right there. And if you look down below, this is going to be your V ambush site. This is probably what you're going to more likely see if it's hasty, because it's way more condensed and it's a lot easier to control. You don't have as much spacing between units. So if it's deliberate, you're most likely going to see an L or something along those lines. If it's hasty, you're most likely going to see V. But also, it just depends on the terrain and situation, like I stated before. If it's in the middle of a road, L may not really be the best way to do it, so you're probably going to have to do a V. It's just based on what your squad leader and what platoon sees. Wider separation of the elements makes this formation difficult to control, and there are fewer sites which favor its use. Its main advantage is that it's difficult for the enemy to detect the ambush until they are well into the kill zone. As stated earlier, in a point ambush, the squad is deployed to attack an enemy target in a single kill zone. The squad leader usually stays with the assault element for control. Squad leader conducts the leader's reconnaissance objective prior to sending elements forward. Prior to departing, 5 contingency plan is issued in case of unforeseen situations as follows. It's basically where's the leader going? What are the others going with the leader? How long is the leader going to be gone? What do we do if the leader fails to return? What actions to the departing reconnaissance element and main body plan to take on contact? Alright, that's basically like the main gist of what we need to learn. So now we're going to try to implement that in a small unit way, basically. So right now, if you'll take a look to the direct east in that tree line over there, we have MGs, which will basically represent weapons. It is going to be in that other tree line across the way. And we're going to try to do a V ambush on an element that's going to be coming from the south, coming to the north. So we will, do you have M32, Blake, or no?
Right now,
Yeah, if not, it's no worries. I'm just curious if you do.
I mean, I can use M32
No,
now.
no, it's fine. Do you have the M32 or no?
Right now, no.
Okay, that's fine. I was just curious. But so everyone get proned or get set up along the stone wall in front of us, or find any sort of best cover that you can. The kill zone is going to be, if you take a look at the gas station, it's going to be the first like V telephone pole looking thing to the left. It's going to have like fuel tanks in the background behind it. It's going to, it's like if you see like where they have like the gas station prices, like the stand,
Yep.
like promoting it, it's going to be to the one to the left of that. So when they get in between that last fucking telephone pole and that in between the one in front of the gas station advertisement sign, that'll be the kill zone. That'll be when we open up, and hopefully the machine gun squadron won't frickin' blow it. Hopefully.
Right.
So yeah, everyone get adequate spacing, get set up. I'll get over there as well. Say again?
Is it hot? What? Did you say that? Or-
Yeah, wait, are we weapons hot or no?
Yes, you're gonna be engaging targets.
Okay, reloading.
Would you like me to man the machine guns over there so they don't fire early? If so, you need to get rid of all of them but one.
Yeah, screw it. If you wouldn't mind, Gunny.
Just leave me one of them and I'll take it over.
There you go. All right, gentlemen. So is everyone ready? They'll probably be coming here momentarily.
Yeah, we got a small platoon as 162 coming down the road now.
Under fire.
Yeah, Christian, if you're trying to say something to everybody, you're not coming through.
Oh, I got you. I was muted. All right, good shit, boys. Is anyone hit or anything?
Negative.
Negative.
Okay.
All good.
All right, so we can see how fucking deadly when a good planned ambush can be when it's implemented correctly and we have all those advantages on our side, right?
Actual Romeo 1-2
Yes.
radio check.
Yep.
So now we'll try to do an L-shaped ambush. There's a let me see if there's a suitable place around here real quick.
Romeo Apollo 2, 12.
But then now the follow-on action would be if we were to destroy this element. Now we would probably whoever the assaulting element would be from any side would go and sweep through, make sure there was no one unconscious or anything. Check for EPWs along those lines. And if our mission was
Don't need to talk, just need to listen.
Our mission was to clear
Or 1-2
intel,
only
and
has
then we
2 members
go on
tonight,
to the next
so
objective and what have you.
Sergeant Hodos is at a loss of what
Does
to do.
anybody have any questions or any comments or
Copy,
anything
have
along
him
those
stand by.
lines?
During the ambush, is the grenadier allowed to use his fully magmine?
Yeah, I thought you had it out, but yeah, especially in an ambush situation, we want to put as much hate down there as possible, and you having that grenade launcher is definitely going to be a big thing that happens in that kill box right there.
Okay.
So don't feel like, especially if it's like we're in a firefight, don't feel like you have to ask permission to use the equipment that you have at your disposal. Especially if it's going to complete the mission of eliminating the enemy. Go right ahead. Don't feel like you have to ask permission, unless if there's civilian consideration or anything along those lines. Then ask. But if you just see enemies in the open and we're shooting at them and we're in contact, use what you have at your disposal to eliminate them.
Copy.
Did you have something to add on to that, Gunny?
Yeah, make sure, especially in an ambush situation, because you're basically dictating the tempo of the fight. They don't know you're there. You know they're there. Pre-sight. So what if I was in your situation right here, I would pre-sight the gas station, figure out what that range is. You could ask your fire team leader to give you a range on that, and then pre-sight the first B-shaped telephone pole, and then the closest B-shape. Well, you have those ranges in your mind, so you can quickly switch between them depending on where the enemy is. Because that 40 millimeter can do a lot of damage, especially with this kind of range. Because they can take out multiple guys in one shot.
Copy.
Yeah, that's Gunny.
I purposely didn't shoot those guys. I let you guys kill them. I just shot around them. I probably should have let them get a little farther into the kill zone before I started engaging, but I couldn't really see them because of trees over there.
Oh no, it's no worries. It's no worries, Gunny. But yeah, Blake, whenever you see like potential landmarks or something, and you want a range or something, because I may completely blank out, I may have different things going on, and say you want a range so you know where to sight in, just feel free to ask up, man. Like I said, if you see anything that's critical to the mission that can help us complete it in a quicker, more efficient way, call up and ask, or just if you see something, say something, basically.
Gotcha.
But so does anyone else have any other question, comments, or concerns regarding that?
Negative.
Yeah, none.
Okay, so let's throw in a scenario, right? Let's say that it's an armored column or something along those lines. I would have my law and we would have one AT, but depending on, we would have more fire teams, so we would have more AT support. What we would try to do, we would try to coordinate it to where we hit the front and end vehicle at the same time, and then the same principle applies. We just start laying down hate as much as possible, because if it's usually armored, there's going to be other infantry and stuff, so obviously don't shoot at frickin' anything that we can't penetrate. But the same thing applies once they shoot the first rounds, because we shouldn't be shooting. Rifle should not be kicking that one off. We should wait for AT to open up on that point. So it's just another thing of having fire control and just understanding the situation, because we don't want to give away our position away to freaking T-55s or anything along those lines, because those will not be fun to handle by ourselves if we don't have any support.
I see.
Does anyone have any questions or anything regarding that?
You're going to do an L-shaped ambush next?
Yeah, I'm going to try to see if there's a suitable position here nearby that can do an L-shaped.
I can set up along the road to the northeast. You guys can stay here, and that'll set up your L.
Okay, yeah, that worked fine.
So basically, as they get where this road that's right out in front of us, when they get to that crossroad, that T intersection, I'll engage them with a machine gun, and then you guys can sweep in from the side.
Yep.
That work for you?
Yeah, that's
right.
exactly what I really wanted to do. So that sounds great.
All right, let me go move the AI over.
Yep, no
and
worries.
I'll take over him when you're ready.
Yep, no worries. Okay, so does anyone have any questions about how different the L shape is going to be commenced or anything along those lines?
None.
Okay, all right. So this
It's
time,
basically the kid zone's basically right when they get to that crossroad right there.
yeah, it's gonna be where this little domicile stuff, the little houses in front of us, their driveway where that meets the main road. When the first guy hits that driveway, that's gonna be our kill zone, and I want 40 Mike to be ready. I'll give you a range here in a moment, and then as soon as we start making contact, we'll start doing follow on and pushing through, and so basically we're gonna be leaving here, pushing through the contact once we gain fire superiority and along those lines. Does that make sense?
Copy.
So since we have open ground in front of us, we'll probably pot smoke, move up to those houses, use those houses as cover, and then move on to the main street and what have you.
When we have an odd number, do the left or right side take priority?
In what way?
Like for setting up in the L shape or V shape?
In the V shape, usually it'll be terrain dependent, but you'll usually want whatever assault side well, the V, you'll have both assault and support on the same side, but usually whatever side you want to be pushing on the objective or pushing through any contact will be the side that you want more men on.
Copy.
Whatever side that may be.
Our reference your map, you'll see where the SPF is set up.
Yep, copy. Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, because if I set up actually on the road, there's a hill kind of in that area that I can't see over, so I set up a little up the hill a little ways, so I can actually see that intersection. So as soon as they get to that T intersection just short of you, I'm going to engage them. You guys can do your preliminary fires, but then what you want to do is you want to sweep through that area.
Yep.
You got one of the reasons I kind of picked that intersection, so you guys, if you take too much fire, you can use those buildings just to your south as kind of cover as you move.
Yep.
And you're going to do vehicles or just infantry? Because if it's vehicles, we're probably not going to be able to do a whole lot to them unless you use y'all's AT.
Right. You know what? Let's do motorized. We'll do motorized. It won't be anything crazy.
Okay. All right, I'll be over on the SPF. When I see them get to that intersection, that's where I'll engage.
Yep, sounds good.
Is the convoy going to be going fucking north to south or south to north?
It's gonna be coming the same way as they were before.
Make contacts at 163.
Okay, so whoever has AT hearts, get ready with that.
An AT.
Get ready to hit that frickin' van.
Can I get a range to the T intersection?
T intersection range is going to be 115 meters to the T intersection.
115, right?
Yep, 115 to the T intersection.
Right.
Okay, my block access is clear.
Yeah, that van's not moving though. Hang on. As soon as nothing changes, as soon as he gets to that T intersection, freaking get him going. Hey, light him up. Alright, now we're gonna start moving towards those houses. Pop smoke to the southeast and then move down to the domiciles.
Yeah, that church started heading back up towards the south there. I don't have no eyes on it right now.
It's fine, he saw his buddies get killed and ran away. Alright, call up when everyone's here.
Last man here.
Alright.
Wait a sec.
Alright, go ahead, Exonazi, go ahead. Take point. Going around south side of this house, guys. Watch out for that van, make sure he doesn't come back. Let's sweep through, make sure there's no survivors. Let's have Hearts and whoever's with you get security to the south side with your AT. Make sure that van doesn't come back up this road while we check these guys.
Confirm, prepping AT now.
Are all these guys dead private?
Affirm.
Shots northeast.
They are.
Is that friendly?
No, that fucking guy was still up apparently.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he started moving, so
Fair enough.
put a bullet in his face.
Wait, were you over top of him when you did that?
Oh, pretty much.
Okay,
It
alright.
scared the fuck out of me.
You're good.
Yeah, I'll address that here in a second.
Okay, alright, fair enough.
No, the vehicle turned around and went down the hill. If you want to go ahead and delete him.
Okay, yeah, I saw that he buggered off as soon as
Yeah, I
shots
sprayed at him as
started.
he was running away. But
Yeah, I saw he buggered off as shots started flying.
well, at first they crashed into a fence. You know,
Oh.
it's AI.
Yeah.
It's what they do. All right, go ahead and get the rest of your fire team down here.
Guys, go ahead and form up on the T intersection where we had that kill zone established. You're good. You don't need to get security. Eskenazi, right? Eskenazi.
Yeah.
So good job on getting that L-shaped. I know, sorry Hearts, that the van really didn't decide to agree with us. Once he started seeing those freaking people drop, he decided he didn't want anything to do with it anymore. I would say good job getting fire superiority already off rip and then deploying smoke and then moving. Pardon me. I was gonna good job because there were still people up when we were moving. We were just trying to get set up as quickly as possible. So good job deploying smoke and not getting down or anything like that. And then good job when we were clearing through the potential clearing through the hostiles. Good job getting security to the south to make sure that van didn't come back with any reinforcements or anything with AT, making sure that we were secure that way. I believe Gunny was going to talk about what happened with the incapacitated enemies, so I'll let him get to that. But other than that, I was really textbook, another good textbook ambush. Just yeah, if that happens where say like an armored element or a mortarized element's at the rear and they flee or what have you, just make sure that we get security from that direction, because they maybe go telling their friends that they need help. So just make sure that we don't turn a blind eye to that or anything, because it's still a potential threat. But Gunny, if you wanted to talk about the...
All right, couple of questions. Who started the ambush?
I did at that point.
Okay, because understand it's not when the first person gets inside the kill box you want the bulk of the enemy, because you don't always know how many are coming. So if it's a long convoy, especially like infantry moving down the road, they're going to be spread out. You're not going to have a kill box big enough for them. But what you want to do is you want to catch the bulk of them inside that kill box. That's why I didn't engage with my machine gun, because it was only like 2 guys that even got to the crossroad out of all those guys. Once y'all lit off the ambush, I went ahead and started firing. Secondly, what is our rule when it comes to downed enemy personnel?
Only shoot when they're in front of you.
So once you get to them, you can no longer shoot them.
Once you're a reasonable distance to render aid.
Right.
Yeah.
Once you're within range to render aid, you can no longer shoot them. If they're coming conscious or anything else, you haven't got to them yet, sure, shoot them. They're still an enemy combatant. But as soon as you're within range to render aid or you move past them, now they're no longer an enemy combatant. They're a POW, and you cannot shoot them. If they fire at you, sure, defend yourself. But otherwise, don't shoot them. I did that on purpose. I noticed that he was still alive, and I went ahead and healed him because you had walked up to him, but you didn't check to see if he was alive. I just saw you run up to him, but not try to run through him. A really easy way to tell if they're alive or not is if you can run through them, they're dead. If you can't run through them, you get hung up on them, they're alive. It's a super quick way to check it. To make sure that if you try to run through them and you can't, render aid. Immediately get rid of their weapon, dump it on the ground, whatever you need to do, and start rendering aid. And you can actually flex cuff them before you render aid if you think they're still a threat. But the first thing you should probably do is check their wounds, see how critical it is, and then go ahead and start. I would usually call someone else over. Hey, get rid of his weapons and stuff. I'm doing CPR on him or whatever I'm doing. But make sure you don't do that in game, because that's an actual violation. You can't, once you're within a range to render aid or you've moved past that point, you can no longer shoot them unless they're an imminent threat to you or your men. Does everyone understand that?
Aye, Gunny.
Copy.
Yes.
I got it.
Copy.
But otherwise, it looked like everyone went down. There was one guy that was kneeled down. I guess you guys were in defilade to him. Y'all couldn't see him, so I went ahead and took him out once all the shooting was done. Y'all were starting to maneuver, and I just didn't want him to catch anybody by surprise. But everything else looked good as far as I was concerned. Of course, you could barely see me over there. I'm laid down next to that barn.
I was about to say you were looking pretty good up there.
Yeah. The big thing about an ambush is you can't kick it off early or whatever you need to do. I will defer to your judgment because you're the one seeing it in the field. I might ask you questions like I did this time, but yeah, just make sure if you have a support element, let them kick it off if at all possible. But you don't know what happened to that support element. They could have been taken out, got disconnected, whatever the case may be. So if something's starting to get out of your kill box, kick off that ambush. Don't let that ambush go to waste. It's no longer really an L-shaped ambush. It's just an ambush because you don't have the support element. But do what you got to do. That's all I had.
Hi, Gunny. Thank you always for your input. Always appreciated. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything that they want to see differently, or be done differently, or heard things to be, they heard a different way? Anything along those lines? Feel free to speak up. No qualms, quarrels, or issues. So if I say to do this, in the field, no one's gonna be like, "Ugh, I don't want to do this. We're gonna get killed," type of thing.
All good.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I have a question real quick.
send it, Gunny.
Corporal, do you have orange smoke on you?
That's a great question. I do not believe I do on this one. No orange smoke, no.
Okay. As a fire team leader, it's a pretty good idea to carry a couple.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of times it's a squad leader, the ASL that throws it, but sometimes you're going to be, off kind of on your own. Not too far away, but it's really good to go ahead and have an orange smoke to throw, because I wasn't sure, because I couldn't see you guys because y'all were actually deflated because of that hill, but I couldn't see exactly where y'all were, so I was kind of waiting for the orange smoke, so that I know, I can now, stop looking at that area.
Copy.
I mean, because I wasn't on the radio with you. I mean, normally I would be.
Yeah,
but,
I figured.
Right. But yeah, try to utilize that orange smoke, because that lets your support element know, okay, either shift fire or lift fire, one of the two. And in this case, it'd be lift fire, because there's really nothing to shift to.
Right.
That way you're not walking out in front of my bullets if I do have to fire.
Question for you, Gunny. So, say in that instance that they do have, say it wasn't like just a van or something, they had like a BTR for whatever reason in the rear of the formation. You would still want AT to prioritize that armored target before we kick off that ambush, correct? Because that's the greatest threat, or
it doesn't have to be at the very start of the ambush, but yeah, there should be someone dedicated on that target. It could still be the machine gun, like if it's infantry leading armor, it could still be infantry or machine guns that are started the ambush. But yeah, someone should have that thing in target and constant ranging, so as soon as everything kicks off, they can go ahead and take out that vehicle, because it is a huge threat. Because even a BTR, because I'm just shooting 7.62 up there on the hill, it's not going to do a whole lot to one of those. It can take people out, through vision slits, things like that, but it's pretty hard.
right?
Are y'all still hearing me? Because I got a disconnect message.
I hear
Yeah.
you, but I also have a disconnect message.
Oh, I think all of us have that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, what's wrong?
We don't
When they
know.
spawn too much stuff.
I guess we'll find out here in a minute or so if we're gonna get DC kicked off or not.
Well, it's about time for squad anyway, so if we do get kicked off, we'll just reform.
Right. So if we do get kicked off, please put any comments, questions, or concerns. Also, please save this document. We're gonna be using this a lot. It has a lot of good illustrations and good wording for a lot of the things that we are gonna be training on as a fire team and such. I feel like this will be a good tool, especially if you're not understanding something or something's just not making quite sense. This table of context is really easy to figure out, and like I said, it's for dummies. It's for Marines, so you should be able to understand it.
Okay.
I resemble that remark.
But also, if you take a look, if you follow back to that trace, there's a lot of Marine Corps publications for in their electronic library that they just sent out. So you can also look more there for more specification stuff. So we might get kicked off here. Yep.
Yep.
User left your channel. User joined your channel. User left your channel. User joined your channel. User left your channel.
You guys can hold in here. It looks like the box completely
User joined
went
your
down. I
channel.
got it restarting.
User joined your channel.
Okay. I was afraid it was something we were doing on the server.
User joined your
I mean,
channel.
it could have been something funky someone tried to place, but honestly,
User in
just
your
looking at
channel
Zeus,
timed
we did
out.
not have a lot down. Tell you, Parks and I put way more down during platoon training.
Yeah.
So I don't believe it was the shit we were Zeusing.
We
User
still have
joined your
several
channel.
people that haven't downgraded their team speak. I have their names already,
Correct.
but
You got the same two I do, probably, Parks?
I have 3. Yeah.
I caught 2. You can go ahead and say who you got so they can go resolve that before we get back in.
All right, stand by. So I know Staff Sergeant Payne wasn't here yet. But Staff Sergeant Payne, Lance Corporal Hartz, and Lance Corporal Montez.
And Sergeant Bradham.
What?
Yeah, I didn't catch that one.
Okay, how do you
Yep.
downgrade?
You follow the command announcement link. I will get that for you in a second.
Okay.
And what you'll need to do is shut down TeamSpeak, install the older version of TeamSpeak. You install it right over the top of this one, and then just log back into TeamSpeak. It's that simple.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Sergeant Hodis.
I will say,
while the
sorry.
box is getting back up, those individuals go ahead, take care of your team speaks. If you guys want to break down, just debrief real quick on your team trainings. We can roll into the squad trainings once the box is back up.
Okay.
User left your channel.
2-2.
User left your channel.
Everyone in second squad.
Real quick.
User joined your channel.
Wait one. Just
User
quick
disconnected from your
note for everybody
channel.
who has 3.6 installed. You will need to redo the shortcut to your TeamSpeak. I
left
have
your channel.
3.6 and 3.5 point whatever it is
User left
installed
your
on this
channel.
computer as it turns out. So
User
just make sure
left
that
your
when
channel.
you install the new 3.5 whatever it is, make sure that you redo
User
the
left
shortcut
your
link
channel.
to the correct TeamSpeak, because otherwise you'll boot in the wrong one.
Oh, I just
User
installed
left
mine
your
right over the
channel.
top of the old one.
I did the same thing.
Yeah,
Just
that's
I
usually
had done the
something
same.
you
Disconnected
to
from
pick
your
the same
channel.
install path.
User left
Yeah,
your
problem.
channel.
Something
weird. Anyway, just a note, because I had it installed before, but obviously I'm not on it now for some reason. So, yeah.
User left your channel.
2-1 Charlie, my channel.
User left
Yo,
your
Gore,
channel.
that depends on whether your
channel.
system is 32-bit or 64-bit.
User left your channel.
Yep.
User
got
left your channel.
room for
User
bodies?
left your channel.
We will here in a little while. Our server just went
User
down,
left
but
your
we're going to be
channel.
transitioning over to squad training
User
here
joined
shortly.
your channel.
But we do.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely have room.
User left your channel.
Fire teams, go ahead and break it down to your fire team channels and do a quick debrief while we get the
User
server
left
back
your
up.
channel.
That way you can
User
still
left
talk
your channel.
without
User left
talking
your
all over each
channel.
other.
User left your channel.
I don't know, like 6 debriefs at the same time sounds like a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect.
Right.
Alpha my channel.
Channel switched.
I don't know what the fuck to debrief on. Good shit.
Yeah, you did it all in the field.
Good shit.
Oh no, did you get sick too?
Yeah, I've been sick for the past week, sadly. I'm just
Did you get COVID or flu?
I think like the flu or something maybe, but I'm just getting over it now. Like I'm on the final hump.
User joined your
Getting
channel.
over it.
Balls, that's worst.
I know, like, cause I'm getting flushed out and everything now.
Hopefully I downgraded, I'm not too sure.
Yes, you downgraded. Next time when it asks you to upgrade, just say cancel.
cancel,
Yeah, not
okay.
now. Yeah, not now. But yeah, please, gentlemen, for that publication, please save that, and obviously you don't have to read it in your free time, but if you're just bored or something, got nothing going on, and wanna, say you wanna brush up patrolling or something, there's a lot of publications that like specify patrolling and scouting and things along those lines that the Marine Corps released. But the squad one is just a good overview because it literally covers everything. It covers everything that we would potentially have to do in a mission type, or anything that, any information that we would, potentially be questioned on or anything along those lines. I know it's very lengthy with, almost a 360-page document, but like I said, I think it has really good illustrations and it words things very, very easily to understand in a less confusing way that, say a squad leader or a platoon leader or something along those lines may not be able to verbally word to you. So I feel like that's a really good tool. If you guys want, if you ever want more publications or anything, or more doctrine things, just ask me, like, hey, I want a mount doctrine or something along those lines. I can get you and send you those PDF files, because they have mount war crimes, which we might have to frickin' put out. They got mount war crimes, frickin' like how to plan a training, which isn't exactly how we would plan a training, but it's very informational and it's very, like I said, it's very easy to understand and it breaks down things. So like, I just think it's something that we should, officially take up within the unit because like I said, it's an official document and it illustrates things and breaks things down very, very, very easily. So again, if you want to take the initiative and want to read up on more things or anything, just feel free to ask and I can send you that information your way.
I just bought the book from Amazon.
Yeah, yeah, you can get the same freaking thing on Amazon for like $10.
Yeah, I got the green book.
Yeah, they only use like the middle of the page though. It's really weird how they're all printed that way. I just go to Kinko's and print it out.
Quick.
Well, it also depends on what manual you bought and along those lines. Like if you're getting like a field manual, like it's weird how they print those. It's like to prevent being damaged or anything along those lines, because it's meant to be out in the field being carried and shit like that. Maybe you're just talking about like the plain yellow page type looking thing. Is that what you're talking about, or what?
I don't know. The books you can buy on Amazon, they're just the way they print them. It's like tiny. They didn't use the whole page.
Oh, yeah,
User joined your channel.
So interrupt. You guys are clear to load whenever you guys are ready to go.
Cool, yeah, thank you.
User left your channel.
You heard the man. Go ahead and load back into Archer 2. Again, I think this was one of the best Fireteam trainings we've had in quite a while, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. I don't know how you guys felt about it.
Was good. Hear me?
It was another Fireteam training.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the one I got is basically Marine Corps' common skill handbook. Book 1A, All Marines Individual Training Standards. That's the book I got.
There you go.
And it's basically something already. Most of the knowledge that's in this I already know because of being in ROTC in high school is basically basics.
Raining and storming in wintertime? What's going on?
Wait, what?
I hear thunder. And Shannar's winter. And then you load in, don't move until until a higher up moves. I'm not getting yelled at.
Am I mouse off?
Oh, I see other people moving. So what's up? Your what's off?
I was saying I'll cut my mouse off just in case if I do move.
Oh no, you're good. You're good to move.
Yeah. Do we head up or we wait?
We can head up here in a moment. I believe the other guy had to leave. Yup, he had to.
Blake.
Yeah, I'll have to let them know. I don't know exact. Does anyone know? Did he tell anyone why he had to do that? I didn't ask.
You didn't say nothing.
I was happy that he just showed up for Fireteam, so I didn't inquire. But yes, once you're loaded into the server, go ahead and hop back up.
User left your channel. User joined your channel.
Copy.
Word.
Yeah, fuck it, let's go. You guys should be good to die now.
User joined your channel.
Rosie there.
Yeah, I can.
I got you, Swenson. Hey, Eskenazi, get your uniform fixed. Oh. Hi.
Checking in 36.
Do you still want me running rifleman for now?
Yeah, go ahead and grab Rifleman for now.
Alright.
Make sure you have an AT4 and
Got it.
your shit.
Alright, Alpha Charlie, get your fire teams about 50 meters to the south.
That was weird. How's Winston? Can you give me Zeus?
Roger that, Sierra, 50 meters south. Alpha, we are moving 50 meters south, 50 meters
That was
south.
weird. I saw you. I was like, it's fucking quiet. Is everyone still not in Zeus yet? Holy shit. And then I looked down and I see you guys mouth moving. I'm like, huh.
Swenson, you play on a laptop, yeah? Are you?
Only when I travel.
Yeah, do you know what fucking third person would be on the laptop?
Enter.
Does your laptop have a
No.
numpad?
No.
Ew.
Copy.
Okay.
Linear 4.
Okay,
I think by default, it's
let's run away
something
quickly.
weird. Do you have an FN key?
I do.
I think it's something like Control FN Enter or some shit like that. Control
Which way
Alt
do you want the
Enter.
formation, Sergeant Swenson?
Okay.
Which way do you want the formation facing?
Romeo, ready, check 1, 2.
I'll handle it. Let's get lined up.
Line up off of me, Alpha. Left shoulder of me,
So
Alpha.
if you could throw down the
Left shoulder.
the other spot when you're ready, so I can start working on that one quickly. The others, the grid. I'm not seeing it. Where is it?
Christensen, do you want to adjust so that we're
Hold on.
like facing the building up here?
Where are we? Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Readjust a little bit.
I think it would
Eyes,
just
eyes,
look
eyes.
better.
Yes, I heard it.
Readjust, gentlemen. Sorry.
I wonder if somebody was muted, but I'll take that as somebody heard me at least.
Montes.
Is that good?
Oh, we're readjusting. Oh, sorry. That was
Oh,
just...
fucking server.
What the hell? Oh, okay. Yeah,
Good.
stay there, stay there, stay
One
there.
you.
Numbers for 412, I doubt I'll be doing anything with the mortars today, so
Are we on 3-3?
there's only 2 of them, not counting a corpsman.
Yeah, ready to check 3-3.
Lima Charlie 3-3.
Hearts take a step, half step, and then passes down the line. Take a half step up.
Bravo signing at a 3-1.
Yeah, man.
Nemo Charlie 3.
It'll depend on
Yeah,
what
let's just move your team up a
whatever
little
fire
bit.
team, whatever squad we're with wants us to do.
Little half step forward, Bravo.
They will.
Same with you, Hearts. Just a little half step forward. There you go. You're
TMB
perfect.
cat.
Perfect. 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 Looking golden.
Hey, your sister's just lying for me now.
There we go.
How's it going, Slade? Yeah, just vibing. It's a party. Oh, I wish.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, you could definitely say that.
I don't get points on Billy Cap, so I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit, so I mean, you could just throw me in the middle of both here. I got a better idea. Since I'm gonna have 2 drones.
Well, we asked you.
I have an idea. Since I heard somewhere I was gonna have 2 drones. Why not put me in the Why not put me in the middle like somewhere in the middle of like a between the two squads, and I could do IS both.
If they do things near each other, that would work. If not, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and launch micro, and you just take control of it. Okay. Do you have to take control of them while it's on the ground?
I have to be either within a certain range to do it, or
There's nothing else I can teleport to do than launch the drone. Or let you launch it, whatever you need to do. But I am carrying the drone.
yeah, it's either I have to connect to it beforehand, but I can only connect to one at a time. I can't connect to two.
Alright, Rose, you good if I get started here?
Yep, I'm still finishing this up, but yeah, I'm almost done.
Alright, Alpha.
Alpha's all here.
Bravo.
Bravo's all here.
Charlie.
Bravo's all here.
Copy. Wilson, are you running with us or someone else? Okay. If you want to run with Bravo, please.
Because I mean, 4-1 really doesn't need.
I don't know if they heard. I had it on Whisper. That was a joke. Bravo, what do you need?
Go ahead and grant a Grenadier kid if you would.
Plus my significant other kind of wants me to go and do something with her, so. He's pestering me on Discord. She's like, come play games with me. And I was like, I can't.
Alright, 2-1. Go and move off. 25-meter. Let's see, actually. Let's go to the west. Just back it up a little bit so we can have some quiet. At this tree line, we'll be fine. Go ahead and fix this line real quick. Collapse to the right. Alright, apologies there. Obviously, we had the server crash, so I had to get some stuff set up. But we're going to get started here. So today's topic is we're going to be discussing raids. So since we're already 10 minutes past start time, we're just going to skip the infantry basic skills questions. Fireteam leaders, make sure you guys are quizzing your guys on that at your level as well. So we're just going to jump right into this. So, non-NCOs, who can tell me what is needed for a raid?
Like the elements of a raid? Like the 3 elements?
Yeah, just walk me through kind of what you need to perform a raid, when you would perform a raid, etc.
Well, you need support by fire team, security team, assault team. Preferably at night would be best for raid.
Okay. Anybody else have something they want to add? What is, what elements in term, not like assaulting element or support, but what do you need for a raid? There's a couple of things I'm looking for specifically.
May I add one?
Sure.
Violence of action.
Okay. Anybody else? Are you going to perform a raid on something if you don't know anything about it?
No.
Okay. What do you need?
An objective.
Okay.
Knowledge of the area.
Okay, the word I'm looking for is actionable intel. So, a raid is an attack, usually small scale, involving a penetration of hostile territory for a specific purpose other than seizing and holding terrain. It ends with a planned withdrawal, and they are characterized by surprise and swift, precise, bold actions. So who can tell me what we might be, like, what is the objective, or rather, what would an objective of a raid be?
Still non-NCO Sergeant.
Anybody at this point, just start listing it out.
Raids destroy or capture enemy personnel or equipment, destroy installations or free friendly personnel who have been captured by the enemy.
Okay, anything else?
You can also use raids to sow discord amongst enemy ranks, confuse the enemy.
Correct. Disrupting their command and control or support activities. What else?
Deny the enemy the use of artillery or other equipment.
Okay. How about securing information, intel, things of that nature? Okay. Oh god, I need to get off that radio. What is that? Sorry, I've got somebody trying to check in on a radio net that they're not actually signed in on. All right, so with raids, you need actionable intel. You need to plan. You cannot just like hastily do a raid and have it be a raid per the definition, right? You need a plan that takes in all of the information that you have, and it has to have a planned withdrawal. We are not looking to hold that area, that terrain. We are getting in, we are doing the actions on objective, and we are getting the hell out. So in the planning process, what are some things that we want to consider when planning a raid? Let's keep it at non-NCOs for now.
Civilian contact.
Civilians, okay. What else? Lance Corporal and below. I know you guys know more than just civilians and what contact we're going up against.
Execution phases.
Okay. What else? All right, NCOs and up. Go ahead.
Well, who wants to be basic fire team?
Be rally.
Nobody? Nothing? Okay, QRF response time. We are on that objective. We have a set amount of time that we are going to be on the objective, and we are getting out before that time is up because a QRF is likely going to be inbound to support. Okay? So, QRF response time is going to dictate how long we have to be on the objective. Mission-specific equipment. What auxiliary qualification weaponry are we going to be bringing? Do we need DMR? Do we need M32 or MAS? You know, if we're going up an insurgent force, are we going to be packing heavy MAS rounds when odds are is it's mostly going to be technicals, maybe a BTR if they've somehow seized that? Probably not. Are we going up against an enemy force that is armor capable? Maybe we'll grab the MAS and maybe we'll pack a little bit of extra, you know, Heat 75s. Vehicle audible range. If we're going in on, if it's a motorized maneuver to the AO, what about the vehicle audible range? We need to set ORP locations because one of the things about a raid is you need to get eyes on because are you going to perform a raid? So let's say you are tasked with a raid to destroy a weapons cache. Are you going to go in there without getting eyes on that weapons cache first?
Negative.
Okay, setting up an ORP, verifying that the actions on objective can be accomplished, verifying that the enemy composition at the objective is not so much that the raid faces a high level or a high likelihood of failure to be done within the objective time. Okay, RP location, setting up if shit goes south. Where are we going? Who can tell me what Okoka is? Anybody heard of that acronym?
Thanks, sir.
Okay, Okoka. Observation and fields of fire. So, observation, you must identify locations along each avenue of approach that provide clear observation and fields of fire for both the attacker and the defender. So we're going to be looking at where would they be defending. So if there's avenues of approach, where might they be emplaced? We are going to be looking at where might we emplace on the way. Looking at IV lines, so terrain that inhibits observation from one point to another and assesses the ability of the attacking force to overwatch or support with direct fire. So if the SBF can't get eyes down and provide that supporting fire for the mad minute, you know, in the planning phase, that's where we're identifying those points. in analyzing fields of fire, we're focusing on both friendly and enemy potential to cover terrain. So again, that's the avenues of approach and key terrain with direct fires. Okay, avenues of approach. Which avenue are we taking in, and which is the most likely that they are going to be defending? Or which avenue might the QRF come in at? So when we're looking at the avenue of approach from the enemy's perspective, we're looking at where am I going to place my security element to make sure that QRF is seen as early as possible so that we can know when we need to get off objective if they show up early, right? The indecisive terrain, we're looking at hills, we're looking at saddles, basically anything that we can use to give ourselves an advantage against our enemy, but also looking at how might they use the terrain to their advantage. So that is the K of Okoka. Obstacles, looking at man-made and potential terrain obstacles in our maneuver, and then cover and concealment. So we're looking at terrain and foliage and structures that we can use along our way to conceal our movement to get the assault element up to the assault point, the support by fire element up to their SBF point, and security over to their point, so that they are concealed in their movement. And then also looking at cover and concealment again for the enemy. So that's Okoka. That again, that is observation in fields of fire, cover and concealment, obstacles, key and decisive terrain, and avenues of approach. Are there any questions on any of those points?
Negative, Sergeant.
Okay.
So again, we are still in the planning phase. A raid is very detailed. We are coming up with a very detailed plan and executing that plan. This is why actionable intel is so important. This is intel on the enemy composition. It is intel on what is the action on objective, whether it's a cache that we're destroying, whether there's an HVI or an HVT, whether it's ultimately just to destroy the compound to disrupt supply lines, right? So let's see. Just a lot of written stuff on this. So speed is a must, right? We need to be fast about it, but we are not going to sacrifice proper execution for speed. We're going to keep a steady pace that is manageable and gets the job done. So, assault element, if you're pushing up on the compound and you take casualties, are you stopping?
Negative.
What are you doing?
We're continuing the fight.
You're finishing the fight. You're calling up to Apollo, letting him know I've got a man down, and tell him where they're at. And myself and Apollo will likely be bringing up the rear on that assaulting element and supporting you guys in your maneuver on the objective. We're going to keep the plan simple. We're going to plan our entry and exit strategy as simply as possible. If we get too granular, it actually inhibits some freedom in the field. So we are ultimately looking at coming up with a direction of entry and 2 planned exit routes, depending on what the situation dictates. During a raid, the more complex your plan is, the greater the chance of failure. Do not confuse detailed plans with complicated plans. You should make your plan clear, and it should be clearly understood at all levels. That is from, understanding at my level, rows, through fireteam leaders, down through riflemen, grenadiers, and your automatic riflemen, because a raid is a violent, fast event. There will be casualties, and every single person in this squad needs to understand every single role that you may need to fill. Okay? Is that understood?
Aye, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we talked about who was it that brought up the elements of a raid or an assault, the support, security, and assault. Who was that?
I brought that up.
Who's I?
Diamond, sorry.
All right, Diamond. What order are we placing those elements?
Ass backwards. Security, support by fire, assault.
Okay. Can you tell me why?
Because if we set up the other way, we wouldn't like if we set up our assault element first and say a QRF or some kind of patrol, like came up whatever our security was going to cover, we wouldn't have that covered, and it could go to shit real fast.
Anybody else have anything additional they want to add to that? All right, security is going to isolate the objective. The security element position should be placed in good positions of cover and concealment or advantageous terrain to look outward toward primary avenues of approach. They should be positioned at a distance great enough that ingressing enemies, so any QRFs, is unable to engage friendly forces on the objective with their weapon systems. And security element should inform whoever the POC is, the commander of the raid, when something is advancing along their monitored avenues of approach, and be prepared to engage to delay if necessary. Here's the thing about security. Do you engage anything that comes by?
No,
Why?
because then you might give away your position as well as the actual raid itself.
If you're isolated, you could be cut off and then eliminated.
Correct. Now, if there's something that poses a greater threat to the squad or the platoon as a whole, if an entire armor column starts rolling down, you don't pose much chance. Maybe you pop the Maz at that lead armor element, and it delays the rest of the column behind it, and you get the hell out of dodge and find cover. But yes, you are effectively, the security element is going to be more or less isolated from the rest of the squad. They're not going to have a corpsman usually. It is usually a fire team. Well, at our level, it will be a fire team. So it's 4 guys. By, engaging whatever's coming down that avenue of approach, it's basically a judgment call in the field by your fire team leader to determine, after radioing up to myself or Rose, what the situation is. If that poses a greater threat to the squad and the assaulting element and the SPF, yeah, you might consider engaging. But you are there for eyes first. Okay. All right. So next we set up the support element. Again, this position should be within the weapon systems engagement range of the objective and have a field of fire to engage the enemy position. And it should be, the SPF should be able to see where the assault element will conduct their assault from in order to coordinate shift and lift fires. And then assault element will come in or set up their position next. All right, let's go with Eskenazi. We talked about setting up security, support, and then assault. How are we going to exfil out of the area?
Through an LZ.
Not necessarily. We don't know that we have a support. What element is going to leave first? Support, security, or assault?
I'd assume assault.
Correct. Who would be after assault?
Support.
Correct.
And then security last.
Correct. So assault element goes on, objective, clears through it. They perform well first. Let's actually go with Booster. Walk me through the assault element's steps once they begin their assault.
Assault element's going to push forward, neutralize any contact, and then complete their actions on objective, whether that's demoing something, searching for intel, etc. We'll set up a hasty 180, consolidate into a hasty 360, and then proceed with the move off of the objectives.
Is it in that order?
Mostly.
Okay. Anybody want to correct him? Let's go, Christensen.
I I believe you get a hasty 180, then do objective on complete objective on actions on objective.
Okay. Assault element, you are going to push through and beyond the opposite wall of the compound. So, if we, for instance, looking at our fob here, we are assaulting west to east. Assault element, you will push through, clear the compound, and push out about 25 meters past the eastern edge to make sure there's nothing on the opposite wall of that compound. At which point you will form a hasty 180 and then a consolidated 360 to make sure you have security on the objective, at which point you will then perform actions on objective. As you've pushed through, hopefully you have noticed whatever it is you're looking for, whether it's intel, whether it's the weapons cache. The thing is, you do not perform the action on objective as soon as you find it because you haven't finished the fight first. So you set up security, perform actions on objective. As soon as that is complete, you leave. That understood?
Aye, sir.
Aye, sir.
Okay. Are there any questions so far about a raid? It's very detailed and there's a lot to it, but if you can do a raid well, you can do just about anything else well, because a raid covers almost every single thing we do in the field, all in one maneuver.
No questions, Sergeant.
Okay, let me set up a teleporter. We're going to go into our walk phase.
There's a one-time question, Sergeant.
Oh, send it.
We had it.
Who had the question? No? Alright, teleporter. Is there a teleporter here at the fob by chance? One.
Negative, other than the one 2-2 posted over by where they were.
Okay. Now there is. Alright, let's take it through to the 2-1 walk start.
2-1 walk start.
2-1 walk start.
Get locked and loaded, boys. I don't know what we're doing right now. Just go locked and load and get security west. Get your safeties on, though. I don't want to frickin' ND right now. Control F if you're not aware.
You want to go ahead and form up the school circle here?
Form up on center.
What was the net again?
3-3. 408. Alright, we are at Greater F 024088, which is right here-ish. Marked with 2-1 walk start. Okay, there are 3 compounds in the field over here. Alright? Everybody have eyes on the map?
Aye, sir.
Okay, there are 3 compounds in this field. I want Alpha forming up around this point in the trees. Bravo. Adjust as needed. Here's the thing, it is all VR targets on this compound. What we are going to do is you are going to form up and treat those Alpha Bravo Charlie points as your assault point, where you're going to hold until I call the Mad Minute. We are going to simulate the Mad Minute running north, we'll call it northwest to southeast or southeast to northwest. Fire team leaders, I need to hear a shift or lift fire on the net with your team name. This is all going to be simulated, but I want to hear it because we're going to be practicing as if there was a mad minute. Okay, understood?
Understood.
Okay.
Understood.
These compounds are filled with VR targets. You each have the same amount of targets. They are roughly placed in the same locations. You are going to be pushing through, and you are the assault element on this raid on these compounds, each of you on your individual compounds. As we understand it, there is intel located somewhere in each one of your compounds. You are to find it and let me know as soon as you have found it. I want to see you push through, set up hasty 180, consolidated 360, and then send one person to perform the actions on objective. As soon as you have completed that, you are to exfil back to the tree line where you started. Any questions?
Negative.
I will be primarily watching in Zeus, looking for each step of this assault, of this raid, but I will be reachable on 3-1. All right, fire teams, go ahead and start pushing out to your respective start points.
No, no.
Fire team leaders, I want to see good formations. I want to hear good communication.
Alright, gentlemen, we are going to be moving out in a wedge. I'll be point from up off of me. When we get to our point, I want to be online. When we start off the assault, I want us going out in a wedge with hearts on point.
Okay, firm.
When we get to this tree line, let's go prone and stay out of sight of our freaking objective.
Yeah, don't forget to take safety off.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and hit the dirt. Let's crawl up to our positions. Get up online. I'll try to get up to these clusters of trees so we all have a little bit of tree coverage. Alright, I'm set up.
All teams, call and set.
Alpha set. Yeah, you're good.
Bravo set. Line gets kind of thin and wispy. If you want to hold at the edge of that denser tree line and push more on an easterly approach, that is your call.
Make sure you guys got smokes prepped for when we go.
Charlie copies.
And then
We're
make
gonna
sure you
grab
got
a spot
frags
here.
prepped for when we get to that wall. I want frags first, and then we go into there.
Okay. I got ours on one target at 059.
Yeah, I know. I was on. Let's just wait. Remember, we got a mad minute to simulate.
Charlie set. Copy Charlie, Bravo, you set? Bravo radio check, 3-1.
Can you hear me?
Hey, firm, are you set?
Yeah, sorry, I called it up a couple times. Must not have gone through.
Copy, all teams. The mad minute has begun.
Alright, mad minute has started.
Let me start popping smokes.
Get ready to pop smokes here in a moment.
Pew pew.
No, we'll
Pew.
I got one smoke prepped.
Gotcha.
All teams, the Mad Minute is halfway done.
Prep, pop smoke. Ready, and throw it. Wait for it to develop. Get another one. Get frags prepped.
Frags prepped.
Start moving. Hit the deck. Throw another smoke. Throw another smoke. Get smoke prepped. Throw another smoke, and then get frags.
Bravo, what's your status?
Bravo's
Wait
up.
for it to develop. Get frags prepped.
Copy, I called the Mad Minute
Go.
a minute ago. You guys should be moving on your own.
Roger that.
Same goes to you, Charlie.
This is Alpha. Lift fire. Lift fire.
Copy, Alpha, lifting fire, shifting to the north side.
Get up on these wall. Throw frags. Frag out. Get up over. Get up over. Get it. Penetrate. Penetrate up over the. Wait. One more. Go. 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 Hearts. This way. This way. This way. Hit around the outer bunkers first, and then we'll go up this tower. Montez. You guys good over there? You got shoot him, shoot him.
For what?
Is there a reason we're not shooting him?
Shoot him. Why are we not shooting him?
I don't know. Heart was just staring at him.
All right. 2 people cleared this. Hearts, stay in that big bunker right there. Hearts, stay in that big bunker right there. Montez on me. We're gonna. Good. Go. Go. No, keep on going. Keep on going. Alright, good. Hearts, how you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. Keep an eye out here.
Alright, Montez, go ahead and grab this. Montez, go ahead and grab this.
Okay.
This is Alpha. We have secured intel. We're gonna get off objective here momentarily.
Copy, Alpha.
Hearts, do you got anything? Or are we all good over there? Hearts.
Simon, stepping
All
up
good
for
over here.
Bradham on 3-1.
Alright, let's go back the way we came, boys. Let me know when you guys are good.
This is Bradham stepping back up for Charlie. Shift fire, shift fire, shift fire.
Where you guys at?
Copy, Charlie, shifting fire.
Montez, this way. We're gonna egress back to the southwest. Wait, hold up. We're gonna move. Wait, hold up, Hearts. Get here. Get security. We're gonna be moving out in a wedge. I want
Charlie,
Hearts point,
lifting
Montez
fire.
right, me left. Alright, go on, move.
It's way too late, but Bravo requesting lift fire.
I tried to find the set unconscious module, but you got lucky. Lifting fire off Bravo. Hold up, bait.
This is Alpha. We're currently moving us off objective. Alright, get security back up for where we just hit, boys.
So why were you staring at the pink dude? Arch.
I don't know. He was laying down, so I thought he was dead. So I was common sense, like, okay, wait, don't shoot a dead person or shoot an injured person. I was like, okay.
Felt like I walked in on you two having a moment.
The thing is, when I went in there, he was actually laying down. So I was like, common sense, don't shoot him because he's down. I was like,
Oh yeah. I almost clipped his head. I think maybe that's why he got down.
so I couldn't shoot him.
Bravo has jackpotting intel gathering now. Will be extracting objective shortly.
Copy, Bravo.
Charlie has eyes on intel.
Copy, Charlie.
Charlie, to actual interrogative, was our intel supposed to say anything?
If it didn't, that's a news problem. But you found it. Go ahead and get out of there.
Charlie, copy, pushing down.
Did that intel say anything?
Well, let me pick it up. Am I able to read it now or something?
Did you pick it up? Did it?
Bravo is egressing off
hit
objective
M
timeout.
and then go to like info on map or something. Did it say anything?
Copy, Bravo. This company will be sending reinforcements. Secure it until they arrive.
Secure what until they arrive? Secure what until they arrive?
Hold the compound until reinforcements arrive. NATO movements in the area.
Oh well, fuck.
Does that mean we're gonna get QRF?
No, it's fine. Just hold.
Bravo is set to egress.
Copy, Bravo.
Charlie, to actual, be advised, we are off objective. We are pushing along the tree line west.
Copy, Charlie. Alright, 2-1, go ahead and form up on me. I'm directly to the west of Bravo.
Form up on Swansea to the directly west of Bravo Makers, so right down the tree line basically to the southwest. Well, direct south actually, correction, direct south. You guys are going the wrong way.
I don't even know if they've honestly even placed it much yet.
And I go over here.
Alright, well, in that event.
Yeah.
Let's not play in the road.
They're, I wouldn't rely on their...
We'll just run as 2-1 then.
I can't move.
Alright, Going to school, circle up. You're mostly there. All right. So saw some good things, some interesting things. Obviously, without machine gun fire going over your head, it's hard to remember to call shift or lift fire. But good work on those that remembered to. So when I called the Mad Minute starting, this isn't something we technically covered in the crawl portion, but assault element, when does your assault begin?
At the end of the Mad Minute.
Do you want to start moving at the, as soon as the machine guns stop firing, or do you already want to be on the move?
Depends on where you are in terms of distance to objective.
Good. So Alpha kind of took off a little earlier than the other teams. But one thing I want to point out, Alpha, you started popping smoke almost immediately. Walk me through that.
I just saw it was wide open terrain with bunker emplacements looking down on our position. So if we saw out in the open, we would have been mowed down because we had no defilade, nothing.
All right. Bravo Charlie, you didn't use any smoke. Why not?
Charlie did actually use smoke. We used smoke and bounding. However, it was for the similar reasons. We had no cover, and even with the distraction of minute fire, we assumed that we would still be ending up with some form of contact.
Sorry. Rose was watching you guys, and I was looking at it from afar in Zeus, and the smoke blended in with the snow, apparently. Bravo, did you use smoke?
Bravo also used smoke, except we moved,
All right,
we moved as one unit.
I might have been up too high in Zeus watching Dots move. All right, disregard. So Alpha, you guys opted to. Yep, I see that now, Rose. Thanks. Alpha Bravo Charlie, you all pushed through the objective. I never once heard that the objective was clear. I heard you guys say you're performing actions on objective, but team leaders, you should be passing up as soon as that objective is clear, so that all of the other elements are aware of this status, and so we can pass it up the chain. Okay. There was one team in particular who actually went up, cleared the tower, went out, set security, and then went back up for the intel. I think that was Bravo?
Charlie.
All right, Bravo and Charlie both kind of did the same thing. Alpha grabbed it along the way. In that situation, because it was intel, you can pick it up off the table. It's not that big of a deal. But once we move into the run portion, you will have to wait to perform actions on objective. All right, are there any questions at this point on raids?
I got a question, actually.
And
we have grenadiers, right?
Yes.
How many of them use smoke rounds?
In this example?
Yes.
I don't know that any did.
Might behoove you guys to think about it, especially if you've got a large amount of open terrain and the enemy is in a defensible position, to utilize smokes on their building structures. Those smokes are meant to be able to reach a far distance. It's very good when you can smoke the enemy's position and obstruct their view right on top of their position and force them to maneuver into positions that make them much more vulnerable or not be effective at all. Don't forget you have that tool available to you. That's one way you can use it. Same thing with assaulting towns and anything that is fortified. That's all I got.
All right. One thing we kind of glossed over was auxiliary weapon qualification or assignments on a raid. Who can walk me through kind of what the go-to standard is for each element? Non-NCOs, please. Diamond.
You probably want security to have the MAWs, support by fire, DMR, and the assault element with the grenade launcher.
M32, yep.
Yep.
Can we walk me through the reasoning?
Well, support by fire, having the DMR, you're going to be at a distance anyways. so it'll be more viable than assaulting the position. You want the MA as a security in case armor or armored vehicles roll up as a QRF to have that weapon available, and then you can use the M32 to lay down hate on the objective or whatever you need to do with it.
Okay. Now, obviously, this is all going to be mission dependent. You can make an argument that, let's say that there is a compound filled with BTRs and the like. Gosh. Sorry, I have to turn down one of my radios. It's very loud.
Yep.
12 was going nuts with 2-2 and 4-1. All right. You can make a case of sending the SBF with the Maz to kick off a Mad Minute, utilizing it to, eliminate an APC or armor in the objective, or even like knocking out an entrenched PKM or something that will hinder or hamper the assaulting elements maneuver. You could throw the M32 up at the SBF to pepper down with HE on the objective as part of the Mad Minute. You could send the DMR with the security element to have a longer range optic. Obviously, this is all going to be mission dependent. So, all right, I am going to throw down a box. We are going to rearm, and then we are going to plan a raid, squad level raid. And usually, obviously, we break it up by, fire team leaders coming up and meeting up with me. This time, everybody's going to listen in. Fire team leaders are going to be the one planning, and we'll have question and comment phases within this for the floor, so that everybody gets a chance, because I think sand tables on a raid are incredibly important. Because it is such a detailed plan, I want every element or person in this squad to know what we're doing. So, stand by for a box.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Good.
Grab you for a minute.
All right, so I'll go ahead and rearm.
Make sure your private has eye protection. It doesn't have to be the dark, but he needs some sort of eye probe. He can't have brass flying in his eye.
Unless I have the privilege of being able to utilize it.
And he doesn't have eye probe on right now. Just make sure that he has it on his kit. He needs to be wearing it at all times.
Go to 249.
My Dick Christensen.
Or do you want me to rock a 240 and be a support, like whatever you want, sorry.
Risky said you could carry something specific, and I can't remember if it was a 40 or 249.
You can carry both.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's upside. You can carry whatever the fuck he wants. If you guys want to carry a 240 and basically emulate having a 412 gunner with you for support.
That's fine by me. I'm cool with that.
All right, there you go.
All for the training. Thank you.
Yeah. Ideally, we would have had all of 412.
Romeo. 1-2. I'll copy.
I've been busy. Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yep. It's summer. It's gonna happen.
This is the first time we're trying this. Week after July 4th.
Yeah, a lot of people will still be on camping trips and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we're ready as well.
A lot of people take a week or two off
There you
during
go.
this time, so.
What's their plan for you?
They're gonna have me rock a, well, they say 240.
Here, Abby.
I don't have 240 in my box. I'm gonna grab a Mark 48.
There's a regular armory.
Would you like some eye pro? You're lacking in it, and I feel like if you get brass in your eye, the VA ain't gonna cover it.
Do you specifically want me to carry a 240?
I can give you mine. I got a spare pair. You know what I mean? Like I'd be happy to.
Do we have aux coils, Brennan?
It's cool. Not at this moment. I'll find out for you though.
Oh, there you go. See, there you go. Tactical, baby. I like it, sir. I like it very much.
Too?
I can put it back in the box, guys.
I love it. I love it. You're repping. You're repping. I respect it. I respect it, sir. I respect it.
Always be repping.
I got 2.
I respect it.
Look at you guys.
It's mine because it has the hollow set on it.
That's
So.
fine. I usually
Yeah, I saw the gun fall from somewhere. Uh,
Busy when you last
gotcha. That was probably it. Quick question. When are we starting up with the thing?
What do you mean?
The planning.
Planning.
Are you
Yeah.
looking to hit the head?
That's fine.
No, I said
and
when were you
in
starting
the future,
planning?
if you ever have any questions
Within
or
the
anything
next
like
2
that, I'm
minutes.
usually pretty open.
Oh,
Whether it's
okay.
on Discord or TeamSpeak, I'm pretty
I was
chill.
just trying to figure that out. I'm assuming Aux calls we divvied up at that time.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, man.
We're on 3-3, right?
Yeah, we're still on 3-3.
There's an empty mag in my gun. What the hell?
Alright, 2-1. Once you have rearmed and resupplied and are ready for the planning phase, go ahead and just school circle up. Fire team leaders up front, everybody else fill in kind of behind.
That's weird. I should have.
Alright, everybody ready? Alright, here we go. So, open your maps. Reference objective supply, grid ref 018077. The AO ammo is directly to our south-southwest. At objective supply, there is intel that this field, there is an enemy fob with it's basically a logistics resupply point, and they're basically hoarding weapons caches there and using this as a, out of the way, in the woods, kind of isolated, hidden resupply point for their forces. Our objective is to perform a raid on objective supply and destroy the weapons caches and anything else in there that might disrupt their ability to resupply their forces. To the south at Zelenogorsk, that is the possible QRF location. Most of the southern hemisphere of this map is going to be enemy controlled. You can effectively imagine a line. Just draw this. This is our LOD, in which we will be entering in to enemy lines. So QRF possibly coming from Zelenogorsk. They could also be coming from this location here. Stand by. Pulkovo, just off to the east of Zelenogorsk in that valley area. So, Rose, if you want to walk them through who the enemy composition is, what forces we are going up against.
Sure, so the forces we are going up against, their names are exactly, I'm stalling as I try to find it again. It is the 3CB, I don't even know what that is, Cherno DKZ Winter guys. Cherno Russian motor movement guys. Basically, got Eastern weapons, AKs, all that stuff.
Alright, so fire team leaders, let's go ahead and start coming up with a plan. So, thinking back to what I talked about with Okoka, we want observation points and fields of fire, looking at where they might be entrenching and setting up for IVs into the AO, where they might be directing most of their attention in providing their own security. Covering concealment for our maneuver up to the objective, where they might be concealed, any obstacles we might face, where the key and decisive terrain is, and what avenues of approach you can take get into the objective, as well as they can take to reinforce and resupply, or get the hell out of Dodge if they deem the fob untenable. So, start walking me through all of that.
Quick question on enemy capability. Are we talking light trucks, light armor, heavy armor, that sort of thing?
Trucks and light armor.
Trucks and light armor, copy.
Motorized, got it. Alright, so just from looking at the map, I would say from the north to the northwest side is where we'll have the most concealment moving towards the objective from the field. That would be my ideal way to maneuver. It looks like there's some buildings over here at Till 284. I would be surprised if they didn't have those manned, but that could be a good ingress point for our assault team.
I would say most likely not there, precisely because they're either going to have that manned, or alternatively, look at the field you're going to have to cover in terms of that. You know, I might try and swing them all, swing our assault all the way this way, and try to keep SBF somewhere that way, so we've got a perfect 90 going on.
Okay.
We do have this set of tree cover, which is, seems to be heavy, at least on the map. We do have Defilade going uphill, so that should obscure vision a little bit more. We can go far and outside AO ammo in order to keep our approach concealed. As for security, I'm going to say that the avenue approach is this. I mean, there's no real other way of getting in there unless they want to start crawling through trees, and I don't think that's going to be the most likely.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine that if we're attacking from this side and SBFing from that side, they're probably going to push this way or push down to Mashenko as a reinforced point, either or. So
yeah, I
generally
think no matter what, Mashenko is going to be our first concern for the security team to handle.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine they've got at least something there.
Mm-hmm.
Call it
marking
mini
up the map.
QRF.
Yeah.
All right, let's open it up to the floor. Any additional indecisive terrain stuff we want to look at? Anybody have additional comments in coming up with this plan?
The only one that I can think of is for the assault point. To the north here along the road, you do have a little bit of wooded tree line that may be advantageous for maneuvering under fire. Just something to think about.
My only worry about that tree line is it looks relatively light, but that's still an option for at least some.
It's still better than nothing.
Yep.
We're also going to be looking uphill to the, what is that, fucking east?
Looking uphill?
That's downhill.
That's downhill.
This is uphill. You can see these points mark high points. So that's 310. That's or I'm sorry, the lowest or the highest point, but this is uphill. Trust me.
Alternatively, you may also want a potential security element somewhere in the tree line on the east here, because they could get a pretty good line of sight going kind of in that direction and see them come in before they hit the town. Give you a little bit extra warning. Just an idea as well.
All right, let's talk about what was the one thing I mentioned about getting eyes on. Right, we want to get eyes on, so let's set up an ORP.
It's going to have the best eyes from here.
Oh, that's negative. I was muted. Yes, I am on 60.
Yeah, that is a great question. Staring at the way the trees are laid out.
I mean, since this is very slightly downhill from anything, I think no matter where we're at, this wood line will have eyes onto it. So the closest to the SBF position might give us the best eyes without maneuvering close to the objective.
I mean, arguably, if we put give me a second here. Oh, well, Schuster's already ahead of me on that, but, more or less, we have ourselves somewhere over here with the rest of the squad. We can do a leader's recon up to the SBF point and utilize it for the same purpose. Leader's recon, figure out if we can get a good eye from the SBF point to begin with, and also get intel on the objective. We also have an eye on the AOI-1. We'll have an eye on anything further into Mashenko, I think, or at the very least we'll have some idea of what they may or may not have over there. And we can determine at that point if we need to shake things up or change it. At that point, from CP Rod, we can send people either, if we want to use that security point like Robertson was saying, we can send them back that way. If we want to use the security point that Christensen is showing, we can push them from CP Rod that way. And obviously the AP that we've got marked here still in play, SBF still in play. Nothing really has to change in terms of our setup.
Alright, so what is the purpose of a security element?
In order to see and secure the AO.
Right, you are isolating that objective area down. Let me find the document says ensure security position can isolate the objective. What are we isolating it from?
QRF reinforcement.
Okay, looking at these ISO lines. So, this Schuster security alternate with these ISO lines, we are more or less expecting the QRF to be coming from this direction, correct?
About.
That would make the most sense.
Okay. So if we post them up here, they likely won't see the QRF until it hits Moschino, right? And then they're only 30 seconds away from hitting that objective and disrupting the assault. From 310, knowing how dense, I mean, most of us have been on Cherno before. It is dense shit, right? You've basically got to get to the edge of the tree line to get eyes on. From this position, you might be able to see over Moschino and get eyes out here. But just something to consider is with that security, you want to isolate that AO in order to have as much response time and as much time to delay the QRF as possible. So let's pick a third possible location. And let's also think about how we are setting this up, ass backwards. So we want to set security first to isolate, set up the SBF, and then set up the assault.
Yeah, and I don't have a good secondary position, but the way I'm thinking about it right now is I want to have the security further down to the south to kind of cut off Moschino before they get to supply. But I
So
am
like in this area?
Yeah, but I am worried about them getting too separated from the rest of the squad.
Absolutely agreed. I think that might be a little bit too far out.
Okay.
Plus, also too, if we have to fall back,
if
there's
we
no
need
support
to,
for 'em.
okay, if we can't effectively isolate the AO, then we need to move the rest of the squad to accommodate, right?
So in that case, if we wanted to push to about where Christensen has his mark, we could have the assault element come from over here from the east. Have security set up this way as well.
Suburban fire doesn't change. Suburban fire is anchored, in my opinion, no matter what we do.
Because there's really not a great way to get SBF. I mean, SBF could be from this side instead.
Could it be from here?
We're going uphill. I don't know if it's gonna look over that ridge.
This is uphill.
I thought we determined that this was downhill.
No, this is uphill.
Yeah, this is the top of the hill.
This is the
going down.
plateau.
This is the saddle. Effectively.
Gotcha. Then I was incorrect.
Hey, Sergeant Swenson.
Yeah.
Technical question for you: is the town of Moschino fully hostile? Are there any civilian considerations that we need to be made aware of?
There is possible civilians in that region. They are the civilians in that region are known to be supportive at an arm's distance to the enemy. They don't necessarily have arms. They're not armed to the teeth, but
Gotcha.
they may help if needed.
All right.
By way of allowing them into the buildings, right?
That being said, you guys may actually want to move that support by fire because those rounds are gonna basically have that town in the backdrop. You're gonna put civilian lives at risk. I know it's a minor consideration, but still.
Maybe shift something along these lines off to the east.
That'd put a better backdrop, and it would give you more space to play with your security element.
Yeah.
Well, here's well, yeah, I was about to say. So if the case is that we are no longer talking about this being an uphill, then putting the security where the SBF position is there, or security here, means we'll definitely be able to see much further down that road. So then we don't need to worry too much about. I mean, we do need to worry about where we put it, obviously, but I think that mark by Schuster there, we don't need to push it all the way out to this end. I have a feeling we'll still be able to see pretty far down into here and be able to see it. So I'd say that if we're doing that, then same idea. We can push the SPF over to this side. Our assaulting element can still take this position. As for leaders recon, I'm gonna say that it's still gonna be. I'm gonna say just keep
I
going
see
here,
a building up here.
I
see
just
a
don't
building
know.
here.
Can't see through those trees from that building, I don't
I
think.
think the northeast might be best,
Staging
honestly.
points.
Well,
Hey.
sure, staging points. I'm trying to think of where I want to see from, though.
By the way, I took a look at the map again. No, those are definitely both hills.
Okay.
You can see the. This is not too far off of this. They are, and depending on how you look at it, you got the contour intervals on the bottom right, and I just measured. They are pretty much both hills. So yeah, don't be confused by that.
Okay.
Now this goes downhill right here. So as if you're walking from here to here, that's downhill. So there's a couple of little bits of extra information for you to consider.
Yeah, I think Hornet's probably the best bet, is if we're gonna try and get eyes on there. Like that.
OP Hornet.
I'm thinking so.
Can you make that ORP just for?
I'm gonna edit your mark, Christensen.
You already did it.
But it's all good. I saw you do it again.
Yeah, I also make a recommendation.
Yep.
Even though I'm a gunny and fill-in, are you alright with that?
Absolutely.
Keep in mind your ORP is on a road. If the enemy, now I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen in this instance, but just imagine, if you will, we're in an operation, you make an ORP. Probably not the best idea to do it on or near a road, if you can avoid that, unless you are operating with vehicles as well. If you're operating in the woods and infantry and foot movement or anything like that, trying to keep away of roads, especially near an objective where the enemy is contesting the area, may behoove you. If I were to make an ORP in this situation, I would probably make it on this hill somewhere, considering wrapping around and coming around here to this hill and not knowing anything in advance would be a waste of time, and you'd have a better use of your time going through here, plus you have dense woods and whatnot. However, in this situation, being a training consolidated environment, I don't see any problem with using that ORP. That's just other things to keep in mind for the future. That's all I got.
All right. Okay, draw the route. I need control point. Let's get rid of these flags. Just make them dots, and give me an assault point, the SBF, security, control point for releasing to each location. Give me a route. Give me RPs.
Can run to the bathroom.
If I may ask, where am I going? Am I with Bravo, and is Bravo going to SBF, or how are we doing this?
Correct. Bravo will be SBF.
Okay, thank you.
Reg. Can we use a ORP Hornet as our split point? Pick off from there.
All right, one thing to remember with an ORP, not every... It's going to be myself, Rose, maybe a couple fire team leaders going out to get eyes. The whole squad's going to hold back a little bit further so we can make that the control point.
Okay.
I need to move this to...
Yeah, so in that case, Brett, right on Bradham. In the woods, off the road. A little short of ORP. I'm with that. Bravo.
All right, Bravo, and how are you getting to your SBF?
I'm debating on whether we want to take the short road, cross that road, and hit the SBF, or wrap around that open area. Do you have any recommendation on that?
Looking at the ISO lines, I mean, I wouldn't push this way. That's probably a little too much. I mean, we can play it by ear. Once we hit ORP Hornet,
I could say you could just saddle this tree line that way.
Yeah,
that's kind of
what I'm thinking.
Because then if they're using the MSR, you can duck in the tree line, and if they have patrols, you still have some sort of backdrop behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get Schuster. I'm getting rid of yours because you guys are gonna push to control point farmer. At which point security will release, and then once you're set, SBF gets in position. And out assault point, we're gonna hold you just a little shy, but we'll coordinate that along the route. We'll probably hold it CP rod until SBF's in position. All right, so obviously Bravo is at the security point. Alpha, how many guys do you got?
3 right now.
And Charlie.
4.
Okay, Charlie, you are assault. Alpha is security.
Yep.
Let's go with kind of the standard aux qual. So Bravo with the DMR if able. I know Wilson's carrying that big gun, so that's helpful. Charlie M32 and Alpha Maz.
Montez, grab that quick.
Swenson, I'm the only one in Bravo that'll have the DMR if he's carrying the machine gun.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
You just need the optic.
Certainly all it is. Does anyone have a DMR kit they could share with me, since I'm on my alt account?
You just need the optic.
Oh, right.
Just throw your PA-31 in your bag and then go into the arsenal and grab the M855 Alpha 1 or whatever it is.
PA-31, you're funny.
I'm on Whisper. Do you have, are you ammo bearer or are you rifleman regular?
Alright, I need more
Regular.
RPs here.
Okay.
In case shit goes
How
south.
much do you weigh right now?
82.
Alright, those general comments, questions from the floor on that planning. Any input or anything you guys see? Any questions that you have on what just happened?
Negative from my end, Sergeant.
Alright. Okay. Oh, it is nighttime now. Great. Drop those shades, put on your nods. And suppressors on for this initial movement. Obviously, SBF, you're going to be going loud once we get there. Assault and security, you can keep them on the entire time.
With that being said, I do not have a suppressor for this weapon. This weapon does not have a suppressor. I could get one that does have a suppressor, but that would be the 249.
That's alright. Alright, everybody ready to move?
Sergeant Swenson, can I get you for a second?
Hey, Firm, where are you at? Are you still
Over
invisible?
Here. Nope.
Oh.
Alpha will be point. We'll run over to the run start and just go off the line, I suppose.
Fairly copies, we'll take rear.
Alright, Alpha, let's move towards the line.
Bravo.
Bravo, we're to your north.
Yeah, we're tracking it.
Oh, we're moving into wedge.
Yeah, I mean, trace
we
spots
might
for you,
we
Christian.
might be moving in a wedge. I don't know what formation we're moving out in. Yeah. Go ahead. Take point. Just remember, for moving out in a wedge, to take in consideration the left and right side units.
I'm gonna keep my head on the swivel just to keep eye on them.
No,
So I know. Has Bravo moved up towards us, or they're still back there?
They're still chilling back there.
Oh, okay.
Alright, 2-1, go ahead and form up at the run start location here to our west.
Alpha copies.
Order of march will be Alpha Bravo Charlie.
Christian, why are you eating?
Chicken sandwich.
God.
Formation will be a squad column, fire team wedges.
Alright. It's gonna be squad column, fire team wedges.
Moving out now or wait?
We'll start moving out so we get a little bit of separation.
Bravo's on the way.
Okay, adjust to the blue line, Hearts.
I don't know, I'll see.
There you go.
Yep, MCON guys.
MCON. Go on MCON. And Hearts,
MCON, bring
follow
it
the
down.
blue line. This way.
Back now. Get right up.
On blue right now, following it.
What? No, you're not. I guess you are. To a degree.
You want me to hold and wait for them to catch up, or keep on moving?
Keep on moving, but you need to adjust your bearing. I don't think you're following blue line. You need to be going like 230.
On the blue line. Looking at my mini-map here, and I'm looking at the blue. Alright, there on the blue line.
Montes, can you confirm or deny that he is veering off?
I don't have a GPS, I'm not that cool.
Hearts, adjust bearing 230, trust me.
Two 3-0 now.
Remember, we're in MCON, we're the lead point, so keep your heads on a swivel. Hearts, focus on what's spotting you. And you've got right, Montes got left. Also, make sure you have suppressors on.
Especially with the heat we're fucking having. It's relaxing.
Got you. Yeah, just make sure you got, pardon me, suppressors on.
Right now, we're way off the line.
No, we are on the line. Oh yeah, now we are. Go bearing 245.
Oh, apparently I was gunned down this whole time. I'm catching up.
Gotcha. Alpha is coming up on a road. Do we want to do a danger crossing or just proceed past it? Say again for Alpha.
A-firm danger crossing. I am with you guys,
danger
so if
crossing.
you guys want your first two guys to set up, I will help the your third guy on the opposite side of the road.
Solid copy. Alright, get a danger crossing going. Hearts and whoever's good to go.
Watching to the southwest.
Yep, Montez, you're good to go.
Alpha, you guys need to spread your guys out on this danger crossing. You're too close together.
Montez, you're good to cross. Montez, good to cross.
I'm ready. Go ahead and send TP.
Okay.
Last man.
Last man call. Alright, we're good to cross. Last man.
10.
Alpha's across the road. Clear to go.
Play Alpha.
Yeah, Alpha's good to go. Ready to move. We're gonna take up over your formation now, boys.
Charlie taking point and moving past RP Falcon.
Copy, Charlie.
I'm letting Rose move up a little bit.
A-firm, yes, get good spacing.
Charlie adjusting 180.
Solid copy, Charlie.
Doing actual 1-2, how copy? 7-2-1. 2-1, what's your ETA on to objective? Wait 1. 2-1 is approximately 1 mic out from ORP on objective within the next 5 minutes. Copy, 2-1. Advise when you've begun your assault. Break. Romeo should have drone up in the air here in 1 mic. Going copies.
Yeah, I see CP right up here ahead.
Charlie holding at CP rod.
Copy, Charlie.
Copy.
You want to go ahead and set up a 360 security. I want Charlie and Bravo with me on ORP. And by that I mean Charlie and Bravo FTL with me on ORP.
Alright guys, let's get set up here. We'll get security back to the north where we just came from. Alpha has security to the north where we just came from.
Oscar, hold back with the rest of the squad.
Hey, Slade. What you been up to? Just hanging in there. Yeah. Hey, Rose. Yeah, I think some of you guys are surprised my birthday already passed. Wait, what? I thought I reloaded it. Okay, what the hell? Yeah. Yeah, my birthday was on July 6th. Yep.
Happy belated.
Hear you guys talking.
3 days.
Happy belated birthday.
2-1, this is 2 Romeo 1-2.
Number 2-1.
Drone and ISR are in the air at your discretion.
Copy, Romeo. Interrogative, are you able to get eyes on objective break? Objective supply and get eyes on. We're looking for an ammo or weapons cache of some sort. Additionally, looking for size and composition of the enemy at objective supply. Over.
I have eyes on ammo stash. Composition looks like 2 squads under strength platoon, possibly with motorized / mechanized capabilities.
Copy, Romeo, thank you. Alright, 2-1, just got word from Romeo that she was able to get eyes on the weapons cache and looks like an understrength platoon on objective supply. Bravo and Charlie Bravo and Alpha continue your maneuver past ORP Hornet towards your control point, and Charlie, go ahead and hold it CP Rod, I'm moving back to you.
Alpha copies are going to continue movement.
Alpha Bravo's holding, waiting for you. We'll go on your risk.
Solid copy, we'll take point, let us take point.
Follow that ass, Roger.
Get in, form up off a wedge, go to the left-hand side when you can, Montez, and we're going to be going towards our security point. We'll be point with Bravo behind us.
We'll fall on the back of these trees right here, going to our security point.
Yeah, go on the left-hand side of the trees, don't go through the trees, but on the left-hand side of the trees. If we need to, duck inside, but this shouldn't be manned.
STLs, make sure you guys got a round inside of your magazine. Magazine inside of your guys' guns. I caught 2 people without magazines. Actual, this is Charlie. 10 for actual.
Be a little bit in the tree.
Interrogative, do you want us pushing down to RP pop and holding there?
212 Romeo 12, the buildings at AO1 are empty, and the town of Maishikino does not have any enemy presence in it at this time.
Hearts get in the trees, don't let any potentially civilians or anything see you.
Copy, Romeo. Hey, firm Charlie, go ahead and move to RP pop or whatever that one's called.
Mine says keep eyes on that structure. Hertz keep eyes front. I'll keep eyes in the forest.
Okay.
Alpha has eyes on the fob out in the open.
Copy, Alpha.
Eyes on a BTR 60 or 70.
Going up to CP Farmer right now.
Squad size patrol between you and the objective in a clearing.
Go ahead, copies. 2-1, be advised, Romeo reports that there is a squad size patrol between Charlie and the objective out in the open. Bravo, when you start your mad minute, correction, they are between 2-1 Bravo and the objective, 2-1 Bravo and the objective, so once you start mad minute, if you can have one guy focus the fire on that patrol out in the open.
I just have eyes on the village down here.
This is 2-1 Alpha. We're approaching our security point now, about 200 meters out.
Copy, Alpha.
Bravo, when able, I definitely had PID on a BTR 60 or 70.
Roger that.
Alright, get set up in these trees.
Charlie, be advised, I do have eyes on a patrol just
try to
outside
get
the
eyes
tree
on
line to our
this
southeast
road
between us and the
and
objective.
leading into this town if able. If we have to fall back up further the hill to get eyes on the road, we will do so.
It looks like we'll probably have to.
What's your ETA?
Alright, retreat back up the hill.
Got audible.
Audible what?
I don't know, it's a truck. I can hear it towards the southeast.
Copy, ingress back up the hill until you get eyes on. I'll stay here and
Copy, is Alpha set at the security?
Alpha is set at security. We're gonna have to egress up the hill. We don't have eyes on into the town from this position.
Copy Alpha, you are free to maneuver as needed. Bravo, stand by. Alpha, or correction, Charlie is going to get in position at the assault point. Charlie, go ahead and move up as close as you feel comfortable.
Shit, where you guys at? I lost you.
I'm a little bit up the hill still towards the northeast.
Okay, got you. Eyes on. Do you guys have fucking eyes on to the town from here yet, or no?
This hill's not sloped enough to even crest at where it's at.
Come to me. Come to me. Come to me. Come to me. Come up here. I know it's not the best, but it's something. Don't expose yourself Don't expose yourself too much, but this is the best we can do right now.
Charlie, call and set. Charlie set. Copy, Bravo, go ahead and kick off Mad Minute.
They're gonna start Mad Minute here in a moment.
Everyone's about to kick off Mad Minute. You copies.
Want us to take our suppressor off or keep them on?
Keep your suppressors on. Keep your suppressors on. Between us and the road where that street is to north is 230.
Hey, front.
Be advised, time on objective is 9 minutes.
Time on objective is 9 minutes for them.
On the part of the road I see is towards the west of this village here.
Just keep eyes on the west. I should do my best to keep the south. Just don't worry about what's happening over that objective. Worry about potential kickoff or any reinforcements or anything like that.
Bravo Charlie is approaching the northern wall.
Roger, waiting for the fire.
Just shift to the southeast side, Bravo.
Roger, shifting fire southeast side.
Charlie up to thumbs down.
You guys are probably taking fire from the compound off to your southwest and trying to suppress. That's got a one-time truck. It's just mostly fucking hedges by the look of it.
If the manpower is needed, Alpha can send one time his body over to reinforce the assault element. Actual Alpha welfare check.
Two one. Tough doing. Charlie, how are you looking down there?
Wait, 1-2-1. This is Charlie, 1 up.
Is it just you down there? Just you down there?
A-firm, I'm surrounded by a bunch of friendly dead bodies.
Romeo 2-2, can you mark me some? Copy. Bravo, let's move in.
Bravo's moving.
Be advised, Charlie is all underneath the tower. Anything outside of the tower is fucking enemy.
Copy that, Charlie. We're sending Bravo your way.
Copy.
If you have earplugs in, take them out now. That way we can get an easier audible on vehicles. But as soon as the gunfights start happening again, feel free to put your earplugs in if you have the sound improve mod.
With the mod, I have it on, but it's not that loud from where they were at. The gunshots.
Nah, they deleted.
How we looking?
They re-uploaded the mods. So if you have the old one, you need to get the re-uploaded thing off of Steam.
Like what?
Romeo will mark entry points. Also, be advised there is one Scud launcher mobile missile site inside objective.
2-2 actual tracking. Charlie, how you doing? Let me know if
I'm up. I'm trying to find some people to medic here and do it safely.
Looks like your best ways of entry are
Alpha, how you doing?
your direct west or on the direct north. There's 2 entries on the north and 1 entry on the west.
Copy.
Do not approach from the south. They have 2 stationary MPs.
How am I looking on the east side?
Sorry, I just realized my mic was muted. Alpha is green. Nothing to the south. No audible on vehicles and no signs of infantry reinforcement.
You could enter that way, but you have to take out that enemy pretty quickly.
Strong.
Copy. 412 tracking on that.
This is 412, affirmative.
412, go ahead and proceed to the SBF and set up when you can.
Roger, moving there.
2-2, also be advised there is 1 time
Oscar, did you copy Alpha's last?
pipe inside the objective as well. Stationary at this time on the north side.
Roger.
Brad, I'm back up for Charlie.
Sure, my Apollo. Can you get him over here?
Be advised, we are inside the compound. Please do not throw any
I think I
frag.
see a random guy with an AK, but he's 296. He's way away from us.
Perpendicular straight east into the objective. You will have an entryway guarded by 1, possibly 2 towers marked on Blue 4 as 1825 Rally Point.
Goddamn. Oscar Alpha, welfare check. Hey, see, I'm gonna see if I can get eyes on the potential shots. Wait one. Just see
Charlie's pushing to the tower.
Contacts 211, 500 meters.
Follow back on here.
One is as close to the SPF point as we can safely get while still being covered. Tower is clear.
Tower clear. Follows back an objective. Any help needed here?
Slade, can we get you under the big tower?
Aye aye. Eyes on.
Heart. Come down here, come down here, come down here. I got eyes on the road leading into town now.
Bravo, did you clear through all the way through the compound?
Copy, 1-2.
Negative. We've been holding on the southeastern side as clearing this out.
Cash teamwork, then got our follow here. Should be up the one leg. Roger, let us know if you need a QRF.
Hearts, you here?
No copies.
Hearts.
412, clear, start back.
To that little, to the fucking, if you look, 188, you'll see that sign. That's like 285 meters out from here.
Alright, this is Charlie. We're going to be starting performing actions on objective. We're going to start setting demo charges on these weapon caches. Everybody else clear the area.
Audible to the southeast. Hey, vehicle, 139, 139.
QRF 127,
Audible, right?
heading down the road.
Yep, to the right, to the southeast. He's gonna be coming down the road. Hearts, get prepped right there. This is Alpha. We have eyes on, it looks like a off-road vehicle with a mounted machine gun coming in to the southeast. Gonna potentially try to engage.
Is the server shitting itself, or is it just me?
It's you. Hey, Montez.
I got AT prepped.
I'm about to say, watch that. Wait for that guy to fucking come. Hearts. Only shoot if you get a good shot. If not, don't worry about it. Montez, watch that fucking where that street lamp is. Just pre-fire. Get ready to shoot him as soon as he gets to where that street lamp is.
I see him 900.
No. I'm saying wait till he gets closer. Wait for a better shot.
Barely good. Bravo starts our move.
Negative. We got QRF coming in from our southeast.
The server fucking up, or is it just me?
Got eyes on?
It's laggy a little bit, but he's flashing his lights. Montez, be ready to shoot him when he gets out of that town.
BTR inbound.
I get to get off once you guys
They're
set up
disembarking in the town.
Oh yeah, they're disembarking. Okay, eyes on.
Cutie, how we looking? Can't shoot in the town.
It was off-road vehicle.
One guy just started going
they
west on the hill.
They're moving to the west from the town.
You guys have a clear shot on that BTR?
Actual stepping back up, I could hear a lot of stuff going on. We need demo set on the fucking stuff now. Let's start exfilling out to the northwest.
The range to those guys to the southwest, fucking is 300. Once they're in the open field, I'm gonna engage with my fucking law, and then I want you guys to start suppressing.
I got a lot on them. They're on the hill now.
Hey, clear my back blast. Clear my back blast.
BTR.
One truck's headed back. One truck's headed towards them.
Fucking vehicle.
This Alpha, we're in contact with dismounted infantry squad to the southwest of our position.
We need to set charges to get the fuck out of here.
Are they in the tree line?
Yes, they are in the tree line to the southwest. Just get around sound range that way.
Did you see that truck earlier? That tracked vehicle?
I didn't see it, no, but do you have another one for it or negative?
I have two more.
Copy.
Going Charlie and Bravo, we are going to be maneuvering northwest to Alpha's assault point out of this objective, and then back up along the
There's guys on the road. BTR on the road.
Are set.
Rocket.
BTR coming in from the south. Alpha's engaging.
Rocket.
80, that's 80.
Bravo, you have demo charges.
Let them know that's BTR 80.
It's in the fire, I can't see it.
Demo is set. Weapons cache is in full compound. Get out of here. Copy, Bravo, Charlie, move northwest.
Alpha, let's start fucking egressing to the fucking, back to the CP farm.
Alpha, I recommend you do not engage any further. Pull back if needed. Just hold security. You are unsupported at this time.
Hold security here, never mind, we're holding here. Alpha's copy, Alpha copies all, we'll be giving them hell. Stick here, just hold, or they'll come back for
We
us
take
right now.
contact, Bravo Charlie. We need a reverse bound. Just keep your eyes out.
We're gonna be holding Bravo and Charlie as they're moving out of objective. Are you guys all good?
I'm all set, I'm all good.
Copy. If we start getting enveloped or anything, or if we start getting close contact, we're fucking booking it the fuck out of here. We got more contacts on that streetlight by that road. This is after we're doing delaying actions against the reinforcing elements to the south.
Copy. Bravo and Charlie are about to enter the wood line. Recommend you start prepping to fall back to your RP.
212241.
Alpha copies, waiting for the order to fall back.
21 is currently
Yellow. Bravo, push past us and further into RP pop.
Alright, consolidate weapons and grenades. Get ready to push off objective, or not push off objective, but push off our security point.
Actual, this is Charlie.
Let's actually take the, let's start pushing a little bit more to the north. Let's move from where we just engaged from. Alright, they're doing a combat det, but get close to the tree line, get close to the tree line. Alright, let's set up here.
Alright, combat deck, go ahead and set it.
Alright, combat deck going off.
Firing in 3, 2. Fire in the hole, fire in the hole, fire in the hole.
One guy on the road, one guy on the road.
229. Alright, I'm crossing.
Be advised, are we pushing back for a BDA or are we going to assume all destroyed? It looks like I got fire and smoke.
Assume all destroyed, start pushing back, Bravo Charlie. Push to CP Rod.
What do you got? What do you got for the Mount Law?
Okay. Bravo, this is Charlie. I'm going to push up to CP Rod. We'll take the...
flak on Moz.
Got one on AT.
2-1 BDA is 100 out of 100.
They're smoking the road now.
Alpha is yellow, green, yellow on, or black on HE for, or AT.
Copy, are you currently in contact? You guys see muzzle flash or anything?
We're not in contact. The enemies
Negative, I
are
don't
just
see nothing.
shooting where their fob was. I think they think we're still on objective.
They were dismounts? I don't know. Firing.
Should be dismounts. I'm looking at the burning wreckage right now, but I don't see nothing near it.
232 up on the hill.
Charlie approaching.
Same firm, Alpha, go and break it down, push it.
Charlie holding northeast security.
Alpha's in contact now from the separate tree line by a PKM gunner. We are breaking contact.
Copy, Alpha.
Hearts, go back. I can cover. Move. Move, move, move. We're pulling back. We're pulling back. Whoever's sitting there, move. We're doing a combat retreat, so turn around and shoot every once in a while. Keep the illusion that we're keeping up in the firefight, but really reversing contact. Go, go, go. Go. Go, Alex.
Interrogative, are we in MCON?
Good call, sorry about that.
Answer your question, yes. Good copy, Oscar.
Alright, we're good to break contact. This is Alpha. We have officially broken contact with the enemy. We are at CP Farmer, egressing back towards friendly lines.
Copy, Alpha.
Alright, let's get out in a wedge. Whoever's on point, take point. I believe that's Hearts up there. And then just get wedged. Follow the blue line back towards ORP Hornet.
Paper.
Two Papa is down. Approaching him to help.
If you guys can, just stick in the tree line. Don't get exposed right now. Out there, I would hate to get fucking shreked by a roaming patrol out in the open.
Scratch that. My gunner is down. Somebody called out the first Papa.
If we see an enemy patrol, we are not to engage. We are to fucking hit the deck and let them pass to the best of our ability. We are unsupported.
Paper.
This is Alpha. We are approaching ORP Hornet. Friendlies to your south. Do not engage any element you see to the south PID.
Charlie, 4-1 is approaching the wall on your outside.
You want to try to break around this building right here in front of us?
Nah, just go to tree line to tree line. The
Actual
closest
Charlie.
cover we can get to. Go to the building and then go to the tree line from the building.
Each report as follows: green, green,
Let's go in a column, I suppose.
green, yellow on
One at a
M32
time.
smoke, and black on AT.
Copy.
Bravo is red, green, black on AT, black on our machine gun.
We're almost on CP Broad.
Alpha is 50 meters from CP Red.
Alright, push through the teleporter at the light.
I'm pushing through the teleporter at the light, gentlemen.
We are going to
airfield.
Yeah, one of those. Airfield.
Copy.
Airfield, copy.
Go to
Airfield it is.
Airfield, airfield, airfield.
Airfield.
We're approaching the outer compound, moving to the western side.
Alright, clear the pole, clear the pole.
I got one wounded POW. We're gunning out.
Airfield.
Condition for your weapons.
Condition form, put your rifle on your back.
Alright, 2 on going school circle up over here. Alright, overall, took a kick to the mouth on that assault a little bit. I wasn't in Zeus, so I can't exactly tell you why it happened. I think single fire team pushing a compound of that size was a bad idea. We set that up before we had a good idea of what numbers we would actually have. So that is on me and Rose a little bit for presenting an objective that was a little bit out of reach at a fire team assaulting level. So beyond that, once I went down, I watched a lot in Zeus just to kind of keep an eye on the sky. Bravo, good call on coming down. Well, Oscar, good call bringing Bravo down. Bravo, you pushed in and helped clear that other part of the compound, that barracks area, which allowed Charlie to get back up. Alpha, great work on security. You made good tactical decisions on when to engage. The QRF to delay. Whoever shot that rocket at that, I don't know if it was a BTR, I think it was a technical, was right on. Good shot on that. Beyond that, tonight was mostly I wanted to focus heavily on the planning aspect and kind of what it takes to properly conduct a raid. QRF obviously got there. Probably should have done that at a platoon level, but that's what we will be doing at platoon training next time anyway. So let's go Oscar, then Alpha Bravo Charlie.
I really got nothing I haven't touched on, so good to go.
Alpha.
Just want to say good job mutually supporting teams and flowing manpower where it was needed.
Bravo.
Nothing at this level.
Charlie.
I thought everything communication-wise was pretty good. I don't think there was ever a point where I was too upset about communication. It was, I think, one time when I didn't quite get a response as quick as I was hoping, but aside from that, I think everything else went well.
Oh, Charlie, great job on that, popping the frags on the initial breach of the compound. I do think that we got taken by surprise a little bit. I think somebody snuck up behind us, and that's what dropped the entire team.
I'm not sure. I think there might have been somebody above us as well.
Yeah. Back.
There was a guy that was actually laying prone in a tent. I just got a glimpse of him before he shot and killed or made me unconscious. But he was laying prone in one of those tents and just lit up that whole side underneath the tower.
Thank you for taking bullets for me, Shaq, so that I could full auto his ass.
That's what I'm here for.
All right, general comments. Oh, Apollo.
412 on 1222.
Nothing at this level.
All right, general comments, questions.
One of the best trainings we've had in quite some time.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I've got two.
One of
he was on Whisper also.
One of the best trainings we've had in quite some time. Really enjoyable, really informational, and good breaking down information. Good crawl, walk, run portions.
I appreciate that. Risky, you got eyes from Zeus.
Yeah, I mean, overall things were good. Communication was pretty decent. I mean, I think the one big blemish was just the assault team kind of getting themselves enveloped. Violence of action was good on the objective. You just had like 2 or 3 enemies that there was multiple entrances to that fob, and 2 guys basically exited when you entered and came in right behind where you entered again. They like kind of looped around, so you want to make sure you do have some control over the perimeter. I know it's hard to do with a team, and that it was a little larger of an objective to be handling in that scenario, but you got to make sure you have some rear security there.
Which in all actuality would have been me, because I'm typically the one bringing up the rear of the assault, so I think I was one of the first ones to go down, and then yep, he picked off everybody else, so I will take the fault on that.
If I may.
Yeah, response was pretty good, and you guys were able to definitely recover that pretty well.
It probably would have also helped if we were in a position where we could have supported your guys' rear. While we were able to get a lot of the things on the side that you weren't really concerned about, I couldn't really, well, at least I was fixated in a position where I wasn't paying attention to the compound you guys were raiding. I think if we were in a position where we could cover that rear point so that things couldn't come around, at least from the, let me check. 1 second. The north side of the compound, and just have that covered, that it only leaves you with the south side, which would have alleviated like 50% of the potential flanking that could have happened. All in all, we can't really, take away everything from you, but at least we could have helped possibly prevent that from happening. But it was a pretty big compound, 3 different spots. So there's only so much you can do with that, especially with the amount of guys we had.
Yeah. No, it's good. That's great feedback. So, part of the planning, looking at a map, you don't have a great, obviously, with a raid, you might have intel images taken from a drone. In the planning stage today, we did not have that. So we were just looking at a map. We weren't quite sure what the layout was. Fire team leaders, this goes down to what I was saying earlier about everybody at every level understanding every step of the raid and what other elements are doing. So, if you're the fire team leader on an SPF, you have every right to, shift so that you can best support, shift your position. You do not have to sit on the SPF position that is marked. Shift to what is best for you to support the rest of the sorry, I think he was on Block 1, Channel 1.
Yeah,
anyway.
He was.
Feel free to shift to best support the other elements. Think about, what the other element is going to be doing, how they're going to be making entry, and how you can best support. But all in all, I heard great communication. I think the plan, if we had a little more, a few more guys, it would have been a little less of a kick to the mouth. But that was kind of the point of tonight is presenting a pretty difficult scenario, seeing people step up when it needed to happen. So overall, pretty good night. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
I have a comment.
Yep.
If you're an assaulting element and you're taking heavy casualties and you need bodies, don't feel afraid to call up on the radio and say you need more manpower. Because as a security element, as long as I just had me and my Moz gunner, I was more than willing to send my other guy to beef up you guys as assault if you needed it.
What I will say about that on tonight specifically, I mean, I echo that point. As soon as I went down, I went into Zeus just to kind of keep an eye on the things and take notes. The rest of Charlie went down within 10 seconds. It was that fast. So
I copy.
Oh yeah, I literally like I looked away to go look at 22's AO and came back and your whole fucking team was wiped and yeah. From Zeus, I barely even caught what happened.
No. But yeah, I echo that's you know, in a situation where you are taking casualties and you can call up. The plan was actually to have the SBF break down once we had made entry and kind of secured so that the SBF can, Bravo could provide some security because of the size of the compound. They just happened to break down a little early and come support.
Noted. Thank you.
Rose, you had a comment on combat debts.
No, that wasn't for our team.
Oh.
But there also was God, I wish I got it. There was something, but I missed it.
All right.
I'll remember, I promise.
Okay. No other comments, questions, concerns. Fire team leaders, I need your fire team AARs posted within 24 hours. I need squad report sent preferably tonight. I need a minimum attendance done tonight. Squad reports done by sometime tomorrow afternoon at the latest. Everybody make sure you go in and read my most recent post in Official Squad. Make sure you react to that. We need to fix some issues with regard to check-ins. If nobody has anything else, you all are dismissed.
I do.
Oh, send it.
Real quick, 2-1. I just want to everyone that's here, and especially leadership. Appreciate you guys being on time, having a sense of direction and idea of where you wanted your training to go tonight. Definitely made things run smooth. And yeah, just appreciate the initiative everyone took tonight. On that too, CPR grading is out. We did send that into the official chat. Just touching on it briefly. Overall, everyone did pretty good. A lot of the things that we got knocked on, we were kind of expecting. There's a few things that we're probably going to go get a little more clarification on company on that at platoon HQ level. We don't necessarily agree with. We lost like half a objectives worth of points for not using smoke to shift fire, but verbally calling for shift fire with a verbal acknowledgement back. Apparently that's not enough, but I don't necessarily see it being appropriate to pop smoke every time you need to shift fire. You're not always in a position to do that, especially depending on the the location of the assault squad and the element. I know you guys were at the security point for that as well. We also did get dinged on the order of which we put everyone on. Again, need to get clarification from company on that, because our maneuvers, while we had staging positions for the support and assault elements, we did wait for you guys to call up to begin our to continue our maneuvers once you guys were at that security element. So we'll look at getting some clarifications on why we lost points on those particular ones. Not initiating a pure mad minute, that is expected. You guys took some contact and maneuvers to your security position, so we weren't really surprised there. Did anyone have any questions, comments for Platoon HQ on the CPR or the I guess kind of the joint training thing that we're trying out here on Sundays as well?
Oh. Negative at this level.
Negative,
awesome.
sir.
Thank you, Sergeant Swenson. There are yours.
Cool. All right. Again, AAR's attendance, get it done. You all are dismissed. Go ahead and break down a debrief.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was going to ask about CPR results because the security not getting set first was a question I had about that as well.
Yeah, you guys definitely.
Channel switch.
Movement
They
off.
weren't
If
at
we
their
would have
final
done it, we
resting.
would have
They
done it
didn't move
obviously
to their
properly.
final.
Channel switch.
Oopsie daisy.
There we go. Hey, what's up?
Nothing.
Yeah, right there at the end. If you've seen Discord, I messaged you and Swatson and let them know what happened just then.
It's all good. I think my TeamSpeak is going to crash, potentially.
Yeah, because one of the witches in the breaker box flipped.
Got you. I'm going to have to reload my TeamSpeak real quick. I will be right back.
Confirm.
Connected.
All right. You guys here?
Yep.
Okay. So I just want to start off with saying great fucking job tonight.
User in your channel timed out.
This was by far one of the best trainings I think we've had in quite some time. Both fire team and squad. I hope you guys feel the same way. I feel like fire team went really, really smoothly. There was no hiccups. Everyone was retaining and learning the information, or just relearning it if they already knew. I feel like our private's a good addition to the team because he asks questions and is genuinely curious and wants to learn, and I think he retains and puts those tasks or tactics and a doctrine that he learns, and he puts them to good use in the field. Because I mean, once we told him about the 40 mic, I mean, he was on his shit the other time, right afterwards. So I think we're heading in a good direction. Montez, did you before I forget, I want to talk to you before you get off about your schedule and stuff. If you have any more developments, but also when we got in the squad, I think we we did great, leading in and having formations, getting danger crossing set up, and then moving on our own to the security point. Trying to get better eyes on and moving around a little bit. And then effectively calling up targets and then engaging and then breaking an engagement the way we're supposed to. That was really textbook. I'm really proud of you guys doing that, actually peeling and shooting and getting out of there. And because the reason why we want to do that is because we want to make them think that we're still in that battle position, especially with our suppressors and what have you. It'll be really, I mean, even though it's AI, it's still, technically it should be harder for them to distinguish exactly where we're at. So we just want them to, think that we're going to be continually in that battle position while we're breaking contact. That way they'll maneuver and, fire on, that area, and, we break contact and keep on, maneuvering away. So that was really textbook, and that was good. I never saw all three of us moving with no one covering fire, where we were taking contact from. And again, you don't need to exactly know precisely where they're at, as long as you know they're, somewhere in that tree line along that way. Just fire, two shots, somewhere along a tree, in a bush. You just want to shoot where you would think someone would be at, type of thing. And that was, I'm really proud of you guys, because I don't think we burned through ammo. I think we were good taking pop shots where we think someone would be, and then continue to move. Really good communication, because like I said, we were all by ourselves out there. We had no support. So I think it was a good job by us, not letting us get enveloped, and not letting them effectively reinforce and be a factor in that raid. That's all I had. Do you guys have any comment, questions, or concerns for me?
No.
No, all good. My schedule's back to normal. I'm fine now.
Okay, so you shouldn't have to leave us. You should be all good. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. Did you is there a reason why you declined and then showed up? I'm not complaining or anything. I wasn't expecting you tonight.
Oh, Dad's birthday today.
Oh,
We just had a lunch instead of a dinner.
Oh, okay. No, fair enough. I'm not like I said, I'm not complaining or anything. It was a nice surprise to have you here tonight. But yeah, also someone was harping on Discord. This isn't any of you guys. I'm ever since I got on both you that one time a couple months ago, both of you have been on top of checking in. So good job. Just keep it up. Be a good example for the new guys, especially with all the influx of the new privates that we have in our squad. You really got to be a good example at all times now. So try not to be as laid back as we have been with all the other vets in the unit and stuff. We need to get, you know, back on being stern about being on official time and all that shit now that we got new guys here. So that way we're setting a good example. So if I'm harsh on you guys about locking that up, it's, you know, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. It's just I want this, you know, for the first couple months I want them to get a good precedent.
Word.
And also spread that around the squad as well. And if someone gives you shit about it, tell them to bring it to me, because you know, I know you guys have good judgment, and I know, you know, you guys would be good examples for the new guys to follow. So spread that along the squad as well. If you see some people fucking dicking around during official time when they shouldn't be, tell them to fucking knock it off. And especially with both of you guys getting Cat B for NCO here soon, I start showing some NCO traits, and I'm sure they'll get approved quicker. Also, Montez, I'm going to talk to this one tonight to see what's up with your fucking Cat B. I don't know why it's still not approved yet.
Yeah, it's taking so long. No, fair enough.
Alright, but if you guys have nothing else, then you guys are dismissed if you're nothing for me.
Yeah, right now I'm doing the squad for you.
Oh, you're doing the squad? Yeah, just, thank you. Yeah, just, send that to me in a DM, and, then I'll just, do that. Thank you.
I was going to DM Rosen
Um,
Swanson, because I already have a DM through them.
I think it would it would just be easier if it's just through one person, through
Okay.
both. I don't want to berate them with different PMs for the same team.
Yeah,
just DM it to me and I'll just copy and paste it over. But I would say, like, don't delete the combo. Keep it, you know, keep your reports there. That way you can always refer back to the ones that you send me and such.
Yeah.
Pardon me. But yeah, that's really that's all I got. I don't know why.
Yeah, why did our private disconnect? What happened?
Pardon me.